Night beating the National League 4-0 in Philadelphia. The visitors got 3 runs in the top of the first inning, and that was more than enough as 11 AL pitchers combined in a 3-hit shutout. The Yankees' Cody Bellinger had a 2-run single in the first. He was voted the game's MVP. As for Red Sox involvement, Wilson Contreras singled in his only at-bat of the night. Ceddanne Rafaela was 0 for 2, and Aroldis Chapman threw 6 pitches in the ninth inning and got 2 outs. The Sox' next game isn't until Friday when they host Tampa Bay at Fenway Park. Wilson Contreras told the media before the game he's informed the Sox he will not waive his no-trade clause to be moved to another team at the deadline. Also, the Red Sox acquired outfielder Jahmai Jones from Detroit for a player to be named later and sent Adam Eaton back to AAA Worcester. At the World Cup yesterday, Spain has reached the final for only the second time ever. They beat tournament favorite France yesterday 2-0. The other semifinal will be this afternoon in Atlanta with England facing defending champion Argentina. The Celtics Summer League schedule continues tonight in Las Vegas against Sacramento. The Green are 2-1 so far at this event, and ESPN is reporting that Cleveland, Miami, and Philadelphia are now the 3 frontrunners to sign free agent LeBron James. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by John Sewer and Drain Cleaning. 24-hour on-call service for your clogged drain emergencies. Go to johnsewer.com. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 6:30.
But he's got a breakaway. Goes to the backhand. Throws it in front. Coming to the spot.
The Sports Hub.
Ladies and gentlemen, I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Toucher.
Yes, I finally shaved my nuts.
And Hardy.
Who, me?
Just hanging around.
On 98.5.
We're the best friends that can be, my buddy and me.
On 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Let's go.
Yes! What?
Hey, good morning, everybody. Good morning. We are Toucher and Hardy, Town Fair Tire Studios, 617-779-0985. You can watch us on YouTube. Subscribe to 98.5 The Sports Hub on YouTube. A big show on the way today. Last week was in Detroit with my daughter for ASAP Rocky, and then I left Friday for Birmingham, Alabama. My son had a baseball tournament. He's now in Atlanta, and my ex-wife is going down there. His mother is going down there today. My parents are down there because they live in Knoxville. I'd teased the idea last year that I was in Hoover, Alabama. And now Hoover, Alabama is what you would describe now, apparently, as an upscale suburb, as they had, Targets and Walmarts and Barnes and Nobles and movie theaters and things like that, and gas stations. They had 7-Elevens, things like that, which is a playground compared to where we stayed. So we stayed this year in downtown Birmingham, Alabama. And the hotel was fine, but it was there was no pool, but there was a downtown Birmingham, Alabama. Downtown Birmingham, Alabama is, without hyperbole, the bleakest city I've ever been in my entire life. And I grew up in Detroit, outside of Detroit in the 80s. But and I debated this with my parents, not a debate, we discussed this. Detroit was terrible, but GM was there, and there was the Fisher Building. I mean, there was real big ass corporations still in Detroit. Detroit was still Metro Detroit of at least Metro Detroit, several million people at the time. Down now the city of Detroit in the 80s might have been 1 million. Probably 1 million, but if you count the metro area, several million people. Birmingham, Alabama, I'll give you an example. I'll give you 2 examples. My mother had heartburn, and we were driving back from wherever the hell we were, a game or something. And she asked valet, it was 6 o'clock at night, and she asked valet, is there a place to get Rolaids around here? And they said, there's a Publix 3 miles away.
Okay.
So, and this is downtown. This is a 14-story hotel.
You were thinking like maybe there's a Walgreens on the corner or a Wayne Reed.
A bodega, anything like a corner in Newton Center. In Newton Center, there's a bodega, like a small place that sells cigarettes and soda and necessities. Like you can get like Rolaids there. It's right in Newton Center on the street. Like I would imagine on Langley Street, that's fairly expensive rent.
I was going to say, or in rural Canton, Mass, there are two places within walking distance of my home that you can go get a roll of Tums.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even like a 7-Eleven, like a bodega, like a where they have lottery tickets, like just like a little slit.
Yeah.
Where you just walk in and that's not like a lot of foot traffic. I mean, that's just, I guess, the train station's right there. But anyway, so this area is just absolutely incredibly bleak. And so there is a time where we, so what happens is that there are these games. Now, why are they in the Southeast in the summer? Well, I was told because the property is so cheap, they can build these mega complexes. Now, but not all the games are at the mega complex, because when he played, 2 days ago, it was for the tournament, like game 220. And that was like 3 days into the tournament.
How many teams are at this
I don't
thing?
know, John, you do the math. And so I'm in no mood to discuss any of this except for my monologue.
Okay.
To be honest with you. I'm so frustrated with it.
This is not a conversation.
Got it.
So the game so he pitched Saturday and then he only pitches. So on Sunday, there kept being these thunder. If there's any thunder or lightning within 8 miles of the park, they shut it down for 20 minutes. And then if there's lightning again, it starts over again. We were at the park on Sunday where my son was not going to pitch regardless for 7.5 hours because they have to get there an hour and 20 minutes early and he can't drive a rental car. So, and even if I didn't go to the park, what was I going to do? I mean, sit in that hotel? I literally just sit there. There was nothing. I mean, I will never go to Alabama again. And so something happens on Monday and I'm like getting into it a little bit with Milo. He's being kind of selfish. He's not realizing what's going on. And my parents are in the car and I'm driving. And my dad is asking Milo questions. And it's obvious that Milo and I are not getting along. And my dad goes, "Who's the kid who didn't have a name on his jersey?" And Milo's like, I'm sorry, Grandpa, I don't know what you're talking about. And he goes, "Well, the kid with no name on his jersey." And I go, "I don't know, Dad, Stan." Like you don't know any. What the hell does it matter to you what name is on the jersey? And he goes, "Ugh." Because we were just sitting there in silence, and then he goes, "Termite insurance, McIntyre termite insurance." He just starts reading the things. So I'm like, I'm gonna go home today because it was like one of these things. Like I had, like Milo, as you would expect, like wanted to go out with his team and things like that, and didn't need me except for rides. And the games were over. I was leaving yesterday morning. So I was like, I'm just going to leave now. Because I had said, once you pitch, can I just leave? Grandma and Grandpa are going to be here. Can I leave like on Sunday or Monday? And he's like, no, I want you here till Tuesday, which is nice. But then like there was nothing for me to do with him. Like I didn't see him and had been rude about something. So I was like, I'm just going to leave tonight. And I was, which I ended up not doing. There was really, I didn't want to leave in a huff, and also there was no real flights, and so we're not, no one's talking, and we're driving back, and we get to Birmingham, off the exit into Birmingham.
Goodies headache powder.
And I go, yeah. And I think there's a movie where the old guy does that. He just starts reading the signs. So we pull into a gas station, and there's 3 bums on BMX bikes, and I go and they're all asking me for money, and I go from tank to tank to tank, and none of the tanks are working. So I leave that gas station, and I drive down the street. Now, mind you, I have to go to one of these gas stations because once we get any further into the city, the gas stations stop. Yeah. So I move into the next gas station, and there's no garbage bags over the handles of the gas pumps. So I stick my card in to the gas machine, and it only goes halfway in, and now it's stuck in the gas machine. So I, with all my might, pull it out, and I just get into the car. And I'm like, well, I can't even get gas around here. And that one's got, like, whores at it. There was fat whores at that one. So the one had, guys on drugs that love BMX bikes because they steal kids' BMX bikes, and they love that.
And they all had, if they could own cars, they wouldn't be able to drive them because they're not licensed drivers.
Oh, I would assume not. I would assume a lot of things have slid by.
Now, the whores, are they almost like lot lizards? Are they?
No, this is downtown Birmingham. These are prostitutes
in
spandex shorts. They're probably 230, 240 in weight. They're not interested in me because I'm with my parents. I would hope that they would have been interested in me if I was alone. Because I felt there was a vibe.
Yeah.
And it was just like this is it. This is like truly like the worst thing, because when you're at these games anyway, in the best case, and by the way, now they're in Atlanta and they're staying like in the complex where they're not playing there, but they're staying by, what is it, SunTrust? They're staying by where the Braves play, which they built this whole like this whole land of double the size of Patriot Place. And I have friends in Atlanta and all these things. So my ex-wife's flying down and has dinner with friends and all this stuff. Meanwhile, I'm in Birmingham, downtown Birmingham, Alabama. There was a morning that I walked out of the hotel and I was on the phone with a friend just to do something. And I was walking around. It was Sunday and there was nothing. What do you mean there was nothing? There was nothing. Not one thing, not one person, not one thing open, not one. You want to talk about boarded up buildings? I mean, it's just, I don't know what they're doing over there. I don't know I can't think of many cities. It's a city with an international airport within 5 miles of it. The one thing I'll say about Birmingham is the airport is 5 miles from downtown. So I was managed to fly back here. It's the bleakest city that I've ever been to in my entire life. And I love how the South thinks they have it all figured out. Like that they're the smart ones. They got it all figured out. And this is just a dump with no commerce, nothing going on. So I booked my flight. I go because there's a thunderstorm every day at 4:00 in the Southeast in the summer. It gets so hot and humid that it pours rain and thunder and lightning. I'm like, I'm not dealing with that. So I booked my flight for I rebooked my flight for yesterday at 7:15 in the morning. I'm like, I'm getting the hell out of here. I'm not dealing with any of this. So I go and I return the car. I get on the airplane from Birmingham to Atlanta, and we pull out to taxi. I get up at 5:00 in the morning. We get out to taxi, and we stop. And the pilot goes, one of the computers has gone down. And, I have to connect in Atlanta. And he goes, one of the computers has gone down. And I go, okay, all right, no problem. He goes, we're going to try to reset it. And 15 minutes go by, and he goes, we're not going to we can't reset it, so we're going to have to go back to the gate, and we're going to have maintenance come on. So I Google it, and AI says 3 hours. That the flight is going to take 3 hours, which is missing every connection in Atlanta and 3 more hours in Birmingham. Now, the good news is we sat for about 5 more minutes, and miraculously the computer came back on and we were able to leave. But there was this sense that I'm never leaving here again. Like, I'm never leaving Birmingham, Alabama. Like, it's never going to happen. I'm never going to leave. It's just, I'm going to be here for the rest of my life.
Fred, I'm learning about Birmingham right now, and apparently you missed out on the profound civil rights history, the underrated world-class culinary scene, and the lush outdoor green spaces.
Okay, there's no outdoor green spaces, and I had a friend go, why don't you see if there's something about the civil rights movement that you could go to? Like, there's something, like, there's got to be something, right? There's got to be something. It's what I was so bored that I would have walked into if they had like a small museum on the civil rights movement in Alabama, or some Martin Luther King stuff, or talking about the riots involving when they tried to integrate schools, like something. I swear to God, I would have gone if it was within 6 blocks of where I was staying. And by the way, downtown Birmingham's not 6 blocks.
Oh, really?
Oh, no.
Compare it to Indianapolis, bigger or smaller?
John, get out of here. Come on. That's a ridiculous question. Indianapolis has 2 professional sports franchises.
I'm just talking about things.
They have an arena downtown with the Super Bowl in it, John.
Fred,
come on.
Talking about size of downtown, not what was in it. That's all.
You're a history major, and the Magic City is supposed
I knew it was called Magic City, which is the name of the famous strip club in Atlanta.
It's supposed to appeal to history buffs, to foodies. Are you a foodie?
It's
Are you
a
a foodie?
Yes.
I
as
would
a
have
matter
to
of
ask
fact.
Jen to that. We ate only in the hotel when we were in Birmingham. We ate in Hoover, and we ate at a Whataburger.
An outdoor enthusiast. So, check.
Go pull up a map of downtown Birmingham, Alabama, and you find a green space, because I would be interested in knowing where it was. They have a Greyhound station within 2 blocks of the hotel, which was if I was looking to buy drugs, I knew where to go.
Is there a zoo? I think there's a zoo there.
Not in downtown Birmingham. There's not.
The Birmingham Botanical Gardens.
Okay, where is that?
I
wouldn't have gone, but I'm just curious where it is, because I certainly didn't see any signs for it.
It's out Route 280 there a little past 20th Avenue.
Okay, I was on First Avenue.
The Birmingham Zoo. Yeah, there was a little way from the actual.
I can tell you now, I was on First Avenue.
You're a little ways out from Magic City proper.
Well, I was on First Avenue downtown, so I don't know how much more downtown I could have been. I was in the hotel downtown. I was in the hotel downtown, so I don't know what I'm missing. There was. I mean, I explored within a 2-block radius, and there was nothing at all. I mean, there was like a company.
Were you near Railroad Park?
There was an Amtrak station.
Yeah, that's
I saw a sign for.
That's Railroad Park.
What a place to get on a train? Could they call that a park?
It's green on the map.
Well, I didn't walk to the Amtrak station, so they got me there.
Can I show you something that is going to please you to no end?
Sure.
Okay. We received mail yesterday.
Oh.
And it was a large box. And I immediately thought it was a large flat box. I thought it was going to be another, Walla cat or something like that.
It was going to be a girl you like.
Or Fred, it is so much better. I purposely hid it from view because I wanted to present it to you. Okay?
All right.
Smaller than a big Walla cat.
Look at this.
And once again, no note, no way to thank this person for this wonderful piece of art that was given to us. Now, it took me about 10 seconds of looking at it before I realized what I was looking at. I think it'll be about the same for you. Are you ready? Here we go. I'm showing Fred a photo right now. Fred got it in 3 seconds.
It is the Jalen situation that Bill Simmons This is great.
Isn't that good?
Yeah, this is going right
It's
up in
almost
front
like
of me.
it's almost like a Last Supper type of vibe to it, but instead of having Jesus seated at the center of the table, Bill Simmons is standing at the head of a table at Toscano.
This is the most. This is the. I would put this up in my house.
I thought you might.
So Bill Simmons said, "Thank you. This does make me happy." I thought it was going to be something cruel, but it is
no.
indeed something I like. So Bill Simmons had put the tweet out during the height of the Jaylen Brown situation, saying, "Jalen's situation can be fixed with 1 3-hour dinner in the private room at Toscano's, table for 6. The Jays, Joe Maz, Stevens, Chisholm, Wick. The right trade isn't there, as happened. Just talk it out with agents, family, and extended circles, without agents, family, and extended circles, flunkies poisoning it." And it's Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Joe Mazzulla, Stevens, Chisholm, and Wick Grossbeck, with Bill Simmons standing with a martini and a cigar. I like that cigars are in the foreground, too, and they all have martinis and steaks. Yes, and one of the douchiest tweets of all time. Really, one of the douchiest tweets of all time.
But that artistic, almost Baroque depiction of that situation, I thought it's one of the best things we've ever received.
So I would compare it to dogs playing poker more than I would The Last Supper. It almost has like a dogs playing poker vibe to it. But this is what Bill Simmons envisioned in his head.
Yeah.
When he saw it. Like, this was the adolescent fantasy that 50-something-year-old Bill Simmons had of him kind of like when you get the two families together in the mafia and try to get them to like sit and like talk it out while they break bread. Toscanos. Get the hell out of here.
So we propping that up right in front of your position there?
That might go in the.
What is that replacing anything?
Oh, yeah. It's going to go in front of Nick and I.
Okay.
You know what? The Fonzie thing is the most on TV.
Yeah.
Okay. No, that's good right there.
Well, thank you.
I hope this doesn't limit old Fonzie from making an appearance now and then.
Oh, well, that would be a shame. Yeah. But because there was a record that someone had sent of Happy Days hits. But you asked, John, now that I've calmed myself, if Indianapolis compares. Indianapolis is Milan, Paris, London, New York City. I don't know where you want to put it. I complain a lot. I'm aware of this is something that I do, and I have fun coming back from things and complaining. I had the coach of the team and some parents text me being like, "You got to rip on Birmingham when you get back."
Okay.
They're still all down in Atlanta.
Oh, boy.
When we stayed in Hoover, I told you there was like a pool at the hotel. I'm telling you that he had a game by that Hoover complex, and there was like a Twin Peaks restaurant. I'm telling you, like, just what would have been a dream. There was like Target. There was again like a movie theater. My parents and I did see. I was looking for anything where we didn't have to talk, and I was glad my parents were there. But it's a lot. They're getting older, and it's not their fault. But like, so we went, and the only movie I could see that wasn't like Minions was called Young Washington, and I knew it was weird because at the beginning it was brought to you by an organization, and at the end Kelsey Grammer tells you how the most American thing you could do would be making it the #1 movie in America, and it's a weird movie from a Christian group.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
There's a scene in Young Washington, and I know we have to break, but nothing happened last night. There's a scene in Young Washington I'll tell you about when we come back.
Okay.
Where I legitimately started to laugh out loud. It's almost worth seeing Young Washington to see this. And Ben Kingsley's like got a small role in it. And the lady from Weeds in Kelsey Grammer.
Right. But Ben Kingsley, they must have pretty deep pockets.
Because this was the second, unless he's like super related. This didn't have any Christian stuff in it, but it's the second movie I've seen now since I've been sober and like been going to the movies more, which has been a result of me being sober, is that where there was like a weird thing before and a weird thing after because you just don't know.
Right.
But I'll explain in just a moment. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Toucher and Hardy.
What happened last night's brought to you by Leonard Hair Transplant Associates, where your hair doesn't have to be a game of what happened. So change your lettuce and change your life with Dr. Matthew Lepresti at 1-800-GET-HAIR. All right. So I go to the movies with my daughter a lot. I like her if she's got nothing to do, and I got them. I like to have her experience long form entertainment because she's looking at her phone so much, and I find the movies, especially when you're in an area where there's nothing to do, like Birmingham, Alabama, that it's just a good way to, in air conditioning, to kill 2 hours. So I went and looked at like movie theaters within 15 miles of Birmingham, Alabama, and there was a theater. It was fine. It was like 9 miles from the city center, but whatever.
Could have gone to the Sloss Furnaces National Historic Landmark, but go ahead, tell me more about the movie.
Now, there was a movie theater across the street, but they played one movie a day, and it was community run, and it was something else.
I don't know why you didn't go to this Furnace National Historic Landmark. It's like it's dystopian. The photo of this thing, and that's
What's it called?
The Sloss Furnaces National Historic Landmark, a blast furnace plant where iron was made from 1882 to 1971. Now an arts and education center.
That sounds like something they just didn't want to tear down. Yeah, that looks like dystopian. Like
God.
That'd be like if Detroit went to River Rouge Factory.
Landmark.
The landmark of the decrepit, crumbling building. And again, Detroit was a total dump in the 80s. But again, GM was down. Like, there were real companies down there with like thousands of employees. Campbell Ewald was down. Like, there was, businesses there. There's a difference between like a dump, like New York City in the 70s, by all accounts, was a dump, but it was New York City. And I was just talking about Adam in the hall, and I didn't want to get him started too much, so I kept it short. But it is funny to me that like all these southern senators and everything are all like, these northern cities are all dumps. Okay, fine, but at least they're cities. Like if you get 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 7 million people in a city, there's going to be problems. But at least there's 7 million people in the city. They all want to be there for one reason or another. Birmingham's your biggest city, and it's a dystopian, as Hardy just said, dump with nothing. And I have to imagine, based on what was going on, that crime is an issue, given the amount of prostitutes within of less than a mile, and prostitutes and
Sex workers, please.
And guys on well, I didn't say whores this time.
Guys on their
and guys on
rippers.
BMX bikes that look like they're 80, but they're probably 40. So this has happened to me now twice. So I look at movies that are playing, and this is like a real movie theater, but like, Minions is out, Toy Story 5. There's not like a lot out, and I didn't want to go to the movies at night because that was when Sweet Slumber came to me. I didn't want to push it too far into the evening because that's just sleep time. Where you can sleep.
A way to erase 8 hours from the trip.
Exactly.
Yes.
And so I saw what was playing at 4, and there was something called Young Washington, and I did go to like Rotten Tomatoes, and it said it's not very good, but it was like 50%. So I said, who cares? I can go with my parents, I can spend time with them, and we don't have to talk, and they have popcorn and sodas, and we'll all have the time of our lives. It's not hard for them. There's not a lot of walking. We can just sit. So at the beginning, it's not like Lionsgate or Paramount or something. It's some group. It's brought to you by this group with over 1 million strong, it said. So I went, oh boy.
Okay.
So this movie, Young Washington, it's 2 hours long, and it's about a young George Washington. And there's nothing like Christian-y in it, but it is a very, very positive portrait of young George Washington. And I don't know too much about his life, but there is a final battle scene. So he loses a battle, and then he requests to go back as a volunteer and fight again. And during this battle, he's on a horse. There's fighting coming from one side. He maneuvers himself sideways on the horse so the horse is protecting him while he blows guys away off saddle, like leaning to the side.
Uh-huh.
And then like all hell's breaking loose, and he has to create a distraction at one point. And Washington in slow motion. You guys, you've seen Rambo 5, right, John?
I have not seen it.
Okay.
No.
So Rambo, like when Rambo started getting...
I know the scene you're talking about, but I've not seen
When Rambo started getting weird, it's sort of something like this. He has like a handgun of some sort, and he goes to create a distraction, and in slow motion runs into fire while he picks guys off, and bullets go through his big, revolutionary hat, and like, clip his uniform while he runs in slow motion, blowing guys away, just running into battle, in front of bullets while they miraculously miss him, which I did start to laugh. It was ridiculous. And then the end of the movie is he meets with these indigenous Americans.
Nice. Well done.
Nice.
And they go, "What's your name?" And he goes like, "Why?" And they go, "Because the Great Spirit told us that there was someone who was going to come to us and that was held magic and
Commit genocide."
Right. But they said that the Great Spirit came to us, and they said that there was going to be someone who would like save the world, essentially, and that we saw all the bullets miss you, and that you indeed are this like Great Spirit. Like, what is your name? And he's like, Washington. And then it was like, dun, dun, dun.
Washington. George Washington. Bum, 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 bum.
It was like that. It seemed unnecessary. Washington gets a lot of shine anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know where all this anti-Washington stuff. Now, they did talk of him having slaves. They did admit that, but there was not. It was actually a big positive. He was very nice to the slave, but the. I don't know.
Comedy.
But then at the end, Kelsey Grammer gets on, and I walked out like, I didn't want to watch it. But, it takes my parents a while, especially my dad, to move. So he's there and he's like, what would be great? And my dad even was very cynical about this, too, because he's like, it's the 250th anniversary of the country. And you know what we could do as a people? We could make Young Washington the #1 movie in America.
Yes.
And
yes.
wouldn't that be something to like really stick it to these commies if we made Young Washington the #1 movie? And my father made the point, which was obvious. Wouldn't it be great if you got all this money, Kelsey Grammer? That would really stick it to everyone if you made a lot. If Frasier, who was on Cheers and had 2 over 10-year running sitcoms with the same character, somehow got it to go make it happen for you, and you made money.
Wouldn't it be great if you didn't insult the audience that is already paid to see your movie and get them to do your marketing for you? That would be great.
Right. And so, I don't really know what this anti-George Washington vibe that's supposed to be going on in this country is, but I would like to know. This is according to Nick. Dave says I'm being a Moran right now, so maybe I'm being like
Aaron Moran.
Exactly, I'm being like the young lady from Happy Days. Dave, go ahead.
Hey, I said you're being a moron, not a Moran.
Oh,
that's your,
well, you said it wrong. That's why he misspelled
no,
it.
I definitely did not.
No, Nick did not misspell
By the way, the movie is an exaggeration. It is an exaggeration, but that is a true story. He was shot
fine.
5 times through the code, and the Indians had a nickname for him.
Okay.
He had 3 horses shot out from under him in that movie. In that battle.
Did you see the movie?
It's well documented. Yes, I saw the movie. It's an exaggeration. The thing with the slaves was ridiculous.
You didn't think it was fun?
It's no worse than the Patriot.
I don't know anything about the Patriot. You didn't think you...
You're a wicked liberal. You hide behind I'm socially.
Here we go.
You hide behind I'm socially liberal, fiscally conservative, but you've changed a lot in the years I've been here.
Yeah.
Wait,
you're a stereotypical Gen X.
Yeah.
Who, it's fucking terrible.
You can't even talk without
There's the magic word.
You can't even talk without swearing.
Sorry.
How is it?
Yeah, I'm a truck driver.
Well, fantastic. How is it? First of all, why are you offended that a religious group put out a movie and then said to me?
I'm not offended. You're just making it sound as if the whole movie's just a propaganda piece.
Don't you think it's odd that you go to pay for a movie and at the end Kelsey Grammer asks you to make it the #1 movie in America, as if that's some like altruistic endeavor by him? You don't find that at all cynical. My dad, by the way, is the most. My dad, by the way,
pushback against the liberal media.
Okay, then educate me. What is going against George Washington in the liberal media?
It's not George Washington specifically. It's the hatred of this country and our past.
Okay, but I don't understand. I just read something by Charles Pierce, who's like the most liberal guy in the world, saying that George Washington was the second best president of all time. But by the way, are you familiar with my dad? Are you going to let me talk for a second? I'm
just trying to answer your comment.
Are you aware of my father's politics? Do you listen to the show enough for that?
And it's pushed. I listen to the show every day.
Okay, well, thank you.
First time I ever called.
All right, thank you.
Your father, I think you're reacting to your father being so far to the right and being such a MAGA guy.
No, he's not a MAGA guy.
Pushing you in the other way.
No, he loves Nixon.
Pushing you the other. Well, a Fox News guy.
Yeah. He's old, but. He thought that the end of it all I said was it was a weird religious group that did it, which I do find odd that religious groups tax-free get to make movies. But my dad started chuckling at the idea that Kelsey Grammer, Frasier, who's made more money, Dave, than you and I will make, our families will make in 10 million lifetimes.
Yes, I walked out during that part.
Okay,
I
good.
agree with you.
But that he was stumping for that, like as if
because you can't get anything made unless it has minorities. Look at the Odyssey. And you're rewriting history. Look at all the shows the BBC.
Well, the
did.
Odyssey's a
They have
fictional
black
book.
sightings.
The Odyssey is a work of but the Odyssey's a work of fiction. I don't know. To be fair, I don't know anything about the Odyssey.
It's based in Greece.
Yeah, but I don't know anything about the movie. Okay, all right.
I know a lot of things.
All right. But I think fine. I'm not going to see it, but let me. It looks horrible and boring. I think it's unfair to attack me for laughing at the battle scene in George Washington. Maybe it was my own ignorance, and say it's like
That's my point.
Fine, it's my own ignorance.
They dramatized it, but that actually happened.
Okay.
His coat was riddled with bullets. The Indians came up with a nickname for him.
Okay.
Like, that's historical fact.
Fine, then it's my own ignorance. But I found the last scene to be funny, and I don't understand what that has to do as a reflection of my ideas on modern politics.
It's not about I shouldn't have called you more, and I got a little over the top. No. I'm just saying.
Well, you said I've changed.
You're making a clown of the whole movie. Making the whole movie out to be this.
Let me tell you this.
It's not.
Dave, in fairness, I will tell you this. If nothing had happened in the beginning of the movie and Kelsey Grammer hadn't talked at the end of the movie, I wouldn't have noticed. I would have just thought the battle scene was over the top. So that is fair.
Right, fair enough.
But that is fair. So there you go.
I give you, they made it was similar to the Patriots, where they glossed over a lot of.
I don't even know what they glossed over. I don't know anything about it. I just thought the battle scene was funny, and I thought it was weird that Kelsey Grammer begged for money at the end of it. That's all. Because I find it offensive that a guy's making money on something, and he's acting like he's doing like this great service to the world.
You can't get movies like that funded anymore.
I know, but that he's still making money. I think it's disingenuous. Then make the movie and have it go out and do press, but don't sell it to me after I already made the point. Don't sell it to you and I, Dave, right after the movie's over. We already spent our money. Like, we got to go advertise it now?
Yeah, now you got to be an activist for this.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
You don't have to be an activist, but just for examples, that movie on the 4th of July, or the 3rd of July, was only playing in the smallest screens in the theaters.
I don't even know what that is.
No,
he's the theaters, you know how they have the big auditoriums?
He's saying that movie.
Oh, that particular movie. Well, it's playing in Dedham.
Only playing the smallest of screens, though.
Oh, okay. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, there is,
maybe you're not aware of it, but there's a big pushback against this movie and this.
Oh, I was unaware.
And what they stand for.
Dude, I saw it. You can't get mad at me. I went and saw it. But Dave, but if you go to West Newton Cinema, there's a bunch of movies that are made by people.
I don't know. I wouldn't go to Newton if you paid me.
Oh, Dave. It's a wonderful place.
And you know what?
Support the economy. You know, Dave.
You really cared.
It is true, to a quick bit of research here shows that the Iroquois did have a nickname for George Washington. It was Conoticarius, which translates to town destroyer.
Oh, okay. Well,
or devourer of villages.
That doesn't sound that's not the same thing.
Dave, I appreciate you listening to the show every day. I think it's a little unfair, which you do.
By the way, By the way, your ex over there is in the afternoons on the other station. It's just, you won, buddy. You won.
Oh, well, thank you. Dave, I like you. I just thought you were labeling me unfairly as I was going on some political rant. I'm talking about Frasier here. Let's not go crazy. All right, thank you, Dave.
I know.
All right.
Thank you.
It. There you go. Hey, look. We ended up on the same page. I don't like that that Frasier made a big point. Frasier's got more money than any of us.
Don't ask me to help you sell your stuff. That's all.
That's it. And I thought this scene was a little ridiculous. That's all. But nonetheless, and it was a religious organization that put it out, which is their business. I went. I bought 3 tickets. I bought my parents tickets to it. I supported it. I don't know what else you want from me. I got nothing else to talk about. I was in Birmingham for 5 days. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
Sport.
said he tweeted this out at. Did you guys see this at
Yes.
2:02 a.m.? He said on July 15th. He said thanks to Ed Toucher and Hardy for the love. Had no idea this was happening. I always called my sports my show Sports Talk for Rock Fans. Now it's on a sports talk show. Eddie Trunk, he knows.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he gets it.
Oh, sure.
I mean, it's like I might get that tweet tattooed on me. The Trunkster. Absolutely.
And he does know because Nick told him so.
He rightly ignored Nick.
Oh.
I mean, he's a smart man. He knew to ignore Nick. By the way, we are having a big party, Hardy, if I may.
Oh, I wish you would.
And now I have, through my good friend, Saugus' own adult film star, Tyler Faith, procured the connections in order to get Adolfo some Adolfo honeys for that will help him celebrate his 40th birthday. And I know someone who I believe can get us scrubs to put 4 men in scrubs to be Nick's nurses. But Hardy, this is all a free party.
Yes.
That is free, and we are not being compensated. And this is as much to management as anyone else. So,
Right.
And I don't want to be compensated, but just know that this is no charity for us. I mean, this is a nice thing for the radio station that could be sold if they should so choose. Now, John, you are not going to be there.
Actually, plans have changed. I will be there. Sorry.
All right, so
The wet blanket has arrived.
Well, maybe you could do magic again. All right, Hardy, when and where is this party? I know it's free.
It is free, and it is taking place a week from Friday at Memoir, which is at Encore Boston Harbor. This is the birthday celebration for both Nick and Adolfo, who are both turning 40 years old this month. So we will be there as a show. Adolfo probably will be there. It is just a way for us all to hang out and celebrate. Don't think of it as a show as much as it as a party with everything taking place from 8 to 10. And then you can hang out as DJ La Flamme will take over, and a special late night performance from Mike Posner. So to get on the guest list, all you have to do is go to 985thesportshub.com/party, and you can sign up for the guest list and join us there a week from Friday night, Encore, Boston Harbor, Nick and Adolfo's 40th birthday bash.
So if
Friday, July 24th.
So there is two things about this. A, if you've been listening to, I guess I'm the one. If you've been listening to shows I've been on since 2006, you'll know that Adolfo was 19 when he started, and Nick might have been 20 when he started. Nick's still here. We still talk to Adolfo. So this is like a lot of time has passed. So that's one celebration. And two is for free. You could conceivably be entertained not just from us from 8 to 10, but from us until 8 until the end of the night, well into the morning, through entertainment that's happening at Memoir at Encore. So like it's a night out that it will cost you nothing to get into, that, you know, if you so choose, you could be entertained by different entertainment until 2:00 in the morning.
Yes.
So that right there, we're not charging anything. We're not asking for anything. There's no donations or anything. This is just, we got to get you to sign up so we don't overfill the place, which is not in danger of happening right now. So you go to what, Hardy, one more time?
985thesportshub.com/party. And get on the guest list for a week from Friday, July 24th, 8 to 10 p.m. Memoir. Very cool club at Encore Boston Harbor. I've been in this. I'm not a club goer, Fred. I know you're not a club goer either. This place, you walk into, I'm like, this is actually nice. I can enjoy myself here, as opposed to other clubs that I go into. I'm like, I don't belong here. I don't want to be here. Oh, this is a place you actually want to go and hang out.
No.
And that's what we're going to do. We're going to hang out.
It will be a lot of fun. There's going to be girls. There's going to be a bunch of stuff. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right. We'll be back in just a moment.
Stay tuned for more Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
The American League has now won 11 of the last 13 of these games. As far as Red Sox involvement, all three players got time. Wilson Contreras was a defensive replacement at first base. He singled in his only at-bat. Ceddanne Rafaela took over from Mike Trout in center field. He was 0 for 2, and Aroldis Chapman got 2 outs in the ninth inning. Also, Contreras said yesterday he will not waive his no-trade clause to be dealt to another team ahead of the deadline at the beginning of next month. At the World Cup, Spain beat France yesterday 2-0 to advance to the final. They'll play the winner of today's match between defending champion Argentina and England. Celtics face Sacramento tonight out in Las Vegas in Summer League play, and ESPN is reporting that LeBron James is focusing on Cleveland, Miami, and Philadelphia as he gets ready to choose his next team. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by John Sewer and Drain Cleaning, keeping drains flowing for homes and businesses in the greater Boston area since 1976. Go to johnsewer.com. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 7:30.
Deep three, violent two-hand slam. Wow.
98.5 The Sports Hub.
Kaboom! Did we all just take acid? Take acid? It's unbelievable.
Toucher and Hardy. Keep talking about
Like you, Fred, I'm not worried.
the Sports Hub.
Booing everyone. If you didn't get booed, it was almost insulting if you didn't get booed.
It means you didn't matter.
Yeah, because they didn't really care about you that much and if you didn't get booed. They really gave, and well-deserved, they really gave the kid from the Cardinals, Jordan Walker, the business when he won the home run derby. They gave him the business.
Oh, yeah.
But when they were introducing these all-star teams, it's like any other sport now. People don't want to play in it anymore. It was they were going in, and now from like before they got to the starters, and now from the Los Angeles Dodgers, and you're like, oh, it's gonna be a cavalcade of stars, and then it's just just guys. If you went through the all-star lineups, John, how many of the people that played in the game do you think that you were familiar with? You were familiar with all of them?
I was familiar with most.
Okay. What percentage would you say?
75?
Okay, that's not great for baseball.
No, 75, 80%.
If you're at 75, 80%.
You were talking about the Dodgers, and the National League starting center fielder was a guy by the name of Andy Pajes.
Yes.
And I had to look him up.
Yes, and that's what I'm saying is that when you think of the Dodgers and how laden with superstars they are.
Yeah.
Ohtani obviously is not going to play in it, but Freeman, started, but it was interesting.
The guy who got the last out for the American League I'd never heard of before, and he's the Tampa Bay closer.
Okay.
Aroldis Chapman got the first 2 outs.
Yeah,
Aroldis Chapman got the first 2 outs of the ninth, which is the only reason I looked, as I was long asleep. This guy named Baker, who's like 6'6", 230 pounds, and he's got an ERA of under 2 and 25 saves for Tampa Bay this year. I'd never heard of him until last night.
You'd almost have to have watched him pitch a couple times. That's the thing is that you have to remember, too, is that with baseball, and especially with relievers, like you have to watch the team that's playing several times. Like you could have seen Tampa conceivably 4 times this year and not seen that guy pitch.
Sure.
I mean, if in games that's not a closing situation. Think of how many Red Sox games you could have seen. And you're going to know who Chapman is. He's had a long storied career. But say Chapman was a rookie, like you could have seen a month of Red Sox games and not seen Chapman pitch.
Yeah. Oh, sure. And for instance, I saw Riley Green, who was a starter for the American League, played left field, I guess. I watched him run out there, and I was like, oh, my God, that's right. And by the way, that was his 3rd consecutive All-Star game. I had no idea.
Yeah, see, I know who Riley Green is, but
this is speaking to your point. It isn't a cavalcade of superstars, and the National League didn't have Ohtani last night because he's got a knee injury. So, that's one major card you could play off the table there.
But what they did is, if you missed it, the Philadelphia crowd was booing everyone, but when they announced the starters, they would pick up a quill pen.
Oh, that's right.
And they would sign what I guess was supposed to be like the Declaration of Independence.
Yes.
And they would sign that which took time, precious time, away from life.
Getting to the actual game.
And I had gotten up, around the time that we usually get up for the show, but then I didn't nap because I was flying around and everything else. And so I went to sleep right after they did I went to sleep very early. I went to sleep before 9 o'clock last night. I went to sleep right after they did those introductions. And there was a part of me that wanted to see, look, I mean, it's not every day you can see Herrera hit from the Cardinals. I know you were probably pretty impressed that Ivan Herrera, who was the 30th replacement for the National League. You're probably very familiar with Ivan Herrera, the part-time catcher, most-time DH second hitter in the lineup for the Cardinals.
Well, that's what the people are paying their money for.
Well, and you're probably very familiar with their closer, O'Brien, who hurt himself last night, too. But, I mean, I was like, it would be nice to see Jordan Walker, because Jordan Walker was a big prospect, huge prospect, and then he sucked for 3 years, and he's finally got it together a little bit. So it's kind of a nice story. I would have liked to see him play, but they had to sign a fake Declaration of Independence before they got on the field, and that really slowed things down. So congratulations.
They had guys mic'd up, too. Like, they had the American League starter Dylan Cease mic'd up for his body in the first inning.
Electric.
Right? Okay, you saw the same thing I did?
I mean,
Lord, that was bad.
I wouldn't be surprised if that guy quit baseball today and just became a movie star with that charisma. Good pitch there, Dylan.
Thanks. Thanks.
Well, in fairness, he's got a pitch. So,
no, I mean, just say a few words. So what do you think? Well, this guy's a fastball hitter. It's the All-Star game. Instead, he just put his glove up to his face and said, I think I'll throw him a slider. That was it.
The one thing I heard him say, they're trying to talk to him. He agreed to be mic'd up. So the idea is that you will say more than 2 words. And the one thing I heard him say was, I thought he said he was going to take him upstairs, but did he end up throwing slider instead?
Either wound up whatever. But the point is, he was mic'd up, and during the entire inning, maybe said a dozen words.
Yeah, he had nothing to say. So why he agreed to be mic'd up, I don't know. Maybe he didn't have a choice, but.
Well, what they were missing
I'm not watching this.
A siren that went off that told you that there was lightning within 8 miles of the park, and then you had to take 20 minutes between lightning strikes, like I got in Birmingham. When I was out there, and I was at a game for 7.5 hours that my son had pitched the day before, so he wasn't going to pitch it. So, and then you're like, oh. Yeah. I was reading a book in the stands.
Oh, like Stephen King.
In the umpire, like Geddy Lee, when he reads The Hobbit behind. But I was, you have to get there earlier, and there was another game, and I don't know these kids, so I'm reading my own thing, and the umpire goes, "Oh, you're reading a book," and I'm like, "Yep," and he goes, "I'm reading War and Peace."
Oh, jeez.
Did you tell him? Interestingly, one wonders what would happen if they had gone with the original title, War, What Is It Good For?
That's right. And then that's what Elaine said. It was,
do you remember, by the way, when this is a long time ago, and they had switched the format of Major League Baseball a little bit to extend the time in between innings a little bit. I think when the games first went over to Fox, and they had tacked on like another 30 seconds into the commercial breaks.
I do remember that, yes.
And Stephen King was at a Red Sox game, and he was there with his book. So they said, send the field reporter to interview Stephen King. And they went down there, and he's like sitting there by himself, like just sitting there with a book. And they're like, Stephen, so you bring a book to the games. Is it because you're that much of a voracious reader that you just can't get away from it? And he said, no, ever since the games went to your network, there's so much time in between innings, I get bored. So I have to do something while I'm sitting here, and so I bring a book. That did not go well.
I can imagine.
Well, the guy said, I'm reading War and Peace, which was just an excuse to say he was reading War and Peace. And I'm like, yeah, but here you are on a Monday afternoon umping 3 games in a row in Hoover, Alabama. But I was reading Nothing But a Good Time, the oral history of Sunset Strip Metal. So,
I'm reading something similar to Tolstoy.
Yeah, exactly. Like we're on the same page here, champ. Yeah, I'm really knocking one out here. You reading a book? Yeah. I'm reading War and Peace. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Like, well, now you can die a happy man. All right. Well, listen, if I can't suggest enough that you never visit the city of Birmingham, Alabama. It is the bleakest place I've ever been. But there is a reason to celebrate summer, which we are still in.
Yes, the songs of summer. We only got to a couple of these before. We, of course, heard from the Boom guys who, perhaps in a miscalculation, really focused in on the 250th birthday of America. And people don't even like to think about that now because, as we all know, the 4th of July signals the beginning of the end of summer. So let's not think about the end of...
Is that what we're doing now?
It's
the
true.
4th of July is the end of summer.
The 4th of July signals the beginning of the end of summer.
Why are you doing that?
It's true.
That's
Have
not
you
true.
noticed how dark it is driving in now?
That's not true.
It's,
It's not. It's fine.
Days are
It's
getting longer.
fine.
The days are getting longer. So we have more songs of summer to get to here, Fred. I believe.
I mean, the days are getting shorter.
Yeah, I think that's what he meant.
What?
The days are getting shorter.
They're not getting longer.
Days are getting shorter. Thank you. Yes. It's dark. It was dark driving.
End of June is the peak, and now we're on the backside.
I
Yeah.
think it has to do with those stupid wildfires in Canada too. It's blocking out the sun.
But you heard that it's going to Senate that they're going to get rid of the.
We're staying on daylight savings permanently, apparently.
Okay, so I didn't bother to research this. Is the Senate going to vote in favor of this?
I would imagine if it passed pretty solidly in the House. I mean, it didn't seem like a divisive party issue. It seemed like something that it was something like, won by like well over 100 votes, which means that it wasn't. There are people on both sides that were in favor of it.
Okay, do we even want to attempt to think about how this is going to play out just for even a second? So come the fall, normally when we would leave daylight saving time, we would fall back. So let's say it's, dark at 7 a.m. Around the time we're supposed to fall back. We're not going to fall back, so it will continue to stay dark later. So it is going to be dark presumably now here at 7:30 in the morning.
Right, but the advantage is that the sun, it won't be dark until 5 in December in the afternoon, which I'll take at any time. Like, I mean, selfishly for us, but it's really just the window. I mean, we're in a room anyway, so I don't really care if it's. I mean, I prefer it to be light all the time, but I'll take it on that end and not have it. You got to put yourself in, like, if you have like an appointment or something at 3:45 in December or January, and you get out of that appointment at 4:30 and it's pitch black.
It's night.
Yeah, that's not great.
It's nighttime.
No, and it's not. It does. I mean, there is biological forces beyond our controls that does take effect during that. Like, your body is telling you at that point. Unless you go over the counter melatonin.
I would say to you, Fred, though, think of the children, and especially on the western edges of time zones, those kids waiting at the bus stop, they're going to be out there in total darkness.
Well, in Michigan, which is on the western edge of the Eastern time zone, you'll have to take my word for it. There has been arguments.
They're central.
There has been some arguments in the room before. But you'll recall that it was pitch black the entire time you were at the bus stop.
7:30 in the morning.
And I don't recall that ever. I've actually had a caller say, like, what you got to, like, you're being selfish. What about the kids at the bus stop? It's like, what do you think is going to happen to kids at a bus stop? There's just kids at a bus stop. It's dark. Now all of a sudden they're going to start getting like caught up in drug deals gone awry. What's going to happen to a kid at a bus stop in the dark?
What if they're scared? They don't want to go in the dark.
Then you know what? Have an adult accompany them.
Mm.
Well, I can't do it because of work. Well, now you're an absentee parent, and now there's not much. You can't have the government hold your hand through everything. But it does look like we are going to be in a situation where it will be light until at its worst in late December, like December 23rd.
4:40 if this rule holds.
Will be 4:40. Well, no, it doesn't get dark at 3:40. I'm thinking it won't get dark till pitch black till 5.
My problem is when the sun starts going down, I'm like, oh, Jesus.
Yeah, but there is that pitch black. If you're, you've been somewhere with a window that starts at 5 and it's pitch black at the beginning of the thing, that's where it's a real issue. Dan, go ahead.
Hey, I have a new word for Wallace. I didn't even make this up. Henpecked. It means your wife makes every decision, but you can't form an opinion.
Henpecked.
Okay.
You're henpecked. Oh yeah, how was? I know you probably went over, but how was London?
London was fun. There were problems. Don't get me wrong. There were lots of problems. When you guys called me at Wimbledon, I was at the height of my frustration.
That was on you,
Hey,
How long did your kids hold it against you?
They haven't stopped yet.
Okay.
No, the kids are still holding it against me.
Yeah.
One's away at summer camp. Is away at camp for a week. I got a text last night. He said, I had fun today, and I didn't have to wait in a line to do it.
So reverse that, and that was my experience in Birmingham. All I did was wait in line for Wimbledon the whole time that I was in Birmingham. Like the entire time was waiting in line. I had 4 days of waiting in line at Wimbledon.
But there was not even some mixed doubles on court 23 waiting for you at the end
It's
of the
court
line.
18, damn it. Listen.
When my son pitches, it's incredibly enjoyable. I find it stressful. There's like a little bit on the line when he pitches. Like there's like, this is an important time for him. He's pitching really well. I really enjoy that. But, if he was a positional player, I still wouldn't have had a good time, but at least he would have been playing.
Right.
It just by nature of what he does and how, you can't pitch every day is it's just waiting in line for Wimbledon. And at least your kids, when they look back, will be able to say they were in Wimbledon.
That was part of the reason we went.
I
Yes.
can't say I was at the University of Alabama, Birmingham.
Hey.
Or I was at the Hoover Met Complex for 7.5 hours with my parents, my father, heaven. Even my mom was like, he's in heaven. And my father has a problem with his voice where you can't hear him. And he was on top of that trying to whisper. So people started moving away from us probably because of me getting aggravated. But my father had a running commentary, but he didn't want to say it too loud because he didn't know the other parents that were around. So the constant thing was, I can't understand. I can't hear a word you're saying. And then he would repeat it. And then my mom would go, Fred said, not me.
Yeah.
Fred said, because I'm Freddie. Fred says, he doesn't get it, Freddie. He doesn't get that no one can hear him. And this would repeat 1,000 times. But it was kind of nice because my father was so jazzed up about being at youth baseball games. Like he's having the time of his life. And they went to Atlanta because my son might pitch at 10 o'clock tonight, but he either pitches today or tomorrow. And I guarantee you that my mom wants to get out of there more than anything. And once Milo pitches, she's going to want to leave. And my dad's not going to want to leave. My dad's going to want to stay in Atlanta and watch other kids play baseball. And they're not, they're 18, 17, 18, but he wants to see them.
They're going to stay tonight, though, if he pitches that late.
Yeah, it's closer to Knoxville than Alabama. So, yeah. No, they're staying to watch Milo. I didn't ask him to stay. I didn't ask him to go.
But they're not going to hit the road tonight if your mother gets her wishes.
No. Okay. No. But they have a game at 10 o'clock tonight, which is kind of cool. But, no, if he pitches today or tomorrow, my mom is going to want to leave the day after.
Did I ask you, does your father wear hearing aids?
No, he doesn't like them.
Okay.
He can hear. Something's going on with his voice where he can't talk very loud. And he doesn't stop talking.
See, my mom started getting really soft spoken, but I think it's because of her hearing aids because she can hear herself she's almost too loud.
Yeah.
So is that true, John? Does that happen with your bionic ear?
At times, yes. If the hearing aids are turned up too loud, that does happen, and your voice goes lower.
You speak too softly. We should try that. Why don't you turn your hearing aid up?
Okay.
No, I can't get mad at him because it is his voice. So I can't. It's funny because my son is starting to realize how annoying my parents can be, and I'm like, yeah, and I know people will look at it and go if they're around and boy, this guy's getting aggravated at his parents, and it's you don't understand. This is the 100th thing. It's one out of 100 things, and I'll finally go, okay. Like, okay.
That would be weird if you just.
How would
happened
you
to
feel
sit
if
there.
you were driving
Yes.
and someone was reading out the signs to businesses while they went, suck their teeth?
Yeah.
How long would you last?
Not long.
Okay, I can last half hour.
Oh, you're way beyond me. Yeah.
I mean, I love my parents, and and they're old, and I don't want to give them like a hard time, but like it like really tacks up. Plus, I'm with my son, and he's all over the place. And again, you're a roadie for them. You wait for when the game ends, you wait for the post game meeting so you could walk out with them and drive them where they have to go. He's 18 years old. You can't drive a rental car though, so you're just. And then you wait around in a hotel room for them to come back and go to sleep so you can get them up in the morning and like get them out so you can drive them to their next thing. It's like being a road manager for a band, but it's your kid and you're not getting paid. You're paying. That's the thing. When I made that analogy, I got a lot of love from the parents.
Yeah.
Other parents, they like that analogy.
I bet.
They did. They said that I'm like, it's like being the road crew. And I don't like this dynamic where they're the bosses.
Yeah.
And all the parents kind of were like, yeah, I don't like this dynamic either. Like for these little sections of time, like they're the bosses.
They get to be Mick Jagger.
Yeah, they're the cool ones.
Yeah.
Oh no. You're not the cool one. I'm paying for all of this. $190 to valet that car for the 4 days, by the way. In Birmingham, Alabama.
God. Oh my God.
Without the tips. And you had to tip on an app. And the original tip until you lowered it was $10 to get the car picked up. And they wouldn't let you lower it past $5. So it was $5 every time they picked up the car. And I've discussed this with friends that $2 to $4 is an appropriate tip to a valet. That's enough of a tip to a valet. But it was $5 plus a 99 cent surcharge. So it was $6 every time you picked up the car. All right, look, we can get to these songs this summer. It's the All-Star break. We will be back in just a moment.
More.
Yeah. We are Toucher and Hardy.
This is kind of interesting, Fred. Just before we, then who knows?
Do whatever you want.
Okay. Because we're talking about the daylight saving time becoming permanent. Mark sent an email in with screenshots from local meteorologists and people around the country saying this is what will happen if daylight saving time is observed year-round. The latest winter sunrise in different cities will now be, well, I'll tell you. In Boston, the latest winter sunrise will be 8:14 a.m. So the sun won't be up until 8:14. I'm guessing around December 20th, something like that.
But I will tell you, this isn't when the sun first rears its head. This is when the sun is considered up. So there will be
some ambient daylight before that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It gets a little sketchier in places like Seattle, where again, western edge of the time zone. 8:58 a.m. sunrise.
Seattle from November to April is overcast and raining. It's depressing as hell. I don't think a little, late sunrise is going to kill anything.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone's done any even minor investigation of when Seattle had the most important music scene in the world for like that 5 years, it has never not been described as an effect of the weather, like that people in that town have a certain like inherent darkness to them because of the situation that they live in. It's supposed to be a beautiful area and a nice place to live, and not even that rainy. It doesn't rain as much as even Boston, but it's
during the winter. Those 5 months are brutal to live there for that reason. You're right. It's not overcast, but it's misty. Sometimes it rains.
Well, it's overcast.
Fog socks the damn place in.
Well, there's this
bad
perception that it's constantly raining, and what I'm saying is I'm just kind of adding to your point.
Yeah.
And you would know your mom lives there.
Yeah.
Is that It's more of just a haze, like a consistent gray haze.
Yes.
Like rain would
Yes.
almost be welcome.
So my point is, getting back to the sun rising at 8:58 a.m., it doesn't matter.
No.
Doesn't matter at all.
When you live in Seattle, I don't think that
No.
that's gonna affect many things.
No.
Louisville. This is an interesting one, or Louisville, as it is pronounced. 9 a.m. sunrise for the latest sunrise in December if daylight saving is observed year-round. The good news comes with the new sunset times. So in New York, sunset in, the earliest sunset right now in December is probably around like 4:30, 5:29 p.m.
Oh, all right.
So here in Boston, you figure our earliest sunset in Boston is like maybe like 4:10, something around there, 5:10. So you get an extra hour.
I'll take
And
it.
that's far more reasonable.
I'll take it.
Yeah. So this looks like the government is actually doing something that we can all agree is quite nice.
But if you really want to
people are going to complain about it, but what are you going to do?
if you really want to get down the rabbit hole, I still say Boston is in the wrong time zone. We should be in the
Halifax.
Atlantic time zone.
Yeah, that's like what Nova Scotia's in, correct?
Yeah.
The problem with that, though, is if you work in finance or something,
Yeah.
then it's throwing everything off. I mean, there are the U.S. markets that you have to pay attention to, and people's livelihoods. Now that's a quality of life issue. Is that it would be great for sun, but if you just say, hey, Boston, we're moving you off like what New York is at, that's going to be a major situation for all of us. And think of the streaming numbers. I mean, they're so high right now.
Now we're getting into it.
But I mean,
like
then
it.
it would directly affect us. It would be absolutely terrible. All right. So listen, let's get to some of these songs of summer.
This one actually took place a little while ago, but it is really kind of been touched off again because of the whimsical nature of it. It is not AI. This actually happened. Vladimir Putin appeared at a children's charity event years ago and sang a certain song that was, you could argue, made famous by Fats Domino. I believe it was really made famous by Richie Cunningham. And this is an actual thing that happened. Vladimir Putin singing a song that in some circles has become the song of the summer.
Like every time Richie would get blue-balled by like Jenny Piccolo because they would go to Inspiration Point and heavily pet with no release.
They're up there to watch the submarine races.
But, they would, I don't think they were having intercourse.
No.
So it just seems to me like they were heavily petting. So Richie would come home in physical pain and he would say, I found my thrill on Blueberry Hill. And then you would be like, now I'm going to go upstairs and release the poison. And then Mr. C would say,
one of my 4 bodily fluids is backed up. It's not mucus. It's not blood.
That's why his brother moved out after
And then
the
you'd
first
hit the
season.
laugh track. Yeah.
That's why his brother moved out after the first season. The one that was always dribbling the basketballs because Richie was like,
Chuck, why are you moving out? The room's covered in jizz. You gotta get out of here.
I don't know if you can say that.
What? I already said it. You can say that.
I don't think so.
I'm quoting a Happy Days episode. I didn't say it. Chuck said it.
Oh, that makes it better.
I'm off the next 2 days anyway.
No, please.
Well,
stop.
Ryan dumped it, so you don't have us. That didn't go over. You got
it's
to
too
dump
bad.
That. You got to dump that.
Let me say it again.
No.
Chuck, why are you moving out?
Let's have you come back after your golf tournament. All right. Surprised you thought that was anywhere near the line.
Just what are you doing?
I believe I was tiptoeing up to it, but I don't think I crossed
No,
it.
that was a full force break the tape type of run.
No. If I thought it was anywhere near being, I wouldn't have even brought attention to it. But Ryan dumped it, so there's nothing.
What word should I have used?
Just like you could have just said like my socks are ruined.
Ah, that's
You could
good.
have said like this, or like
You punched it up.
or like I made the mistake and I got a blacklight poster and everything started showing up.
But the room being covered in something, I think,
Yeah,
painted more of a picture.
Or you could just say there has been a picture painted when I didn't know until I turned on the black light or whatever.
Maps of Hawaii everywhere.
All right, we will get to the songs of summer coming up in just a moment. Here are the headlines. Dutcher and Hardy. We will get to that Songs of Summer at some point this summer. And we'll get to the fart meter that the Dolphin wore and Nick still has to get to. We just have to figure out when everyone's going to be here for any length of time. But we are having our big party at Memoir at the Encore Casino, and that is going on a week from Friday. So that is Friday, the, what is that?
July 24th.
July 24th. And if you would like to go,
985thesportshub.com/party. Get on the guest list, 21 and over. There's no cost to attend. I think we're going to have a cake. We'll have the Adolfo there, and Nick will be there, and it'll be a good hang. And then you can stick around for the DJ and the Michael Posner performance. You can just hang out there at Memoir. Make it a night.
And I have procured some women to accompany Adolfo around. I got them from the gentleman who, along with his brother, owns the DB's Golden Banana and the Squire. Saugus' own adult film star, Tyler Faith.
Yes.
Put me in touch with this gentleman, and he was very nice and more than excited. And I believe I know someone who gives us scrubs, because while Adolfo is being, when he's on stage, and he will have the Adolfo's Angels, or whatever we want to call them, Nick will just have 4 male nurses.
Yeah, you think 4 is the number, or do you think 2 would get it done?
I think 4 is better than 2, because 4 girls, and then just to even it out. And I like the idea of Nick is performing something for 4 men to be in his orbit.
Ah.
Now, they're not going to be required to do anything else with them. Just when he's on stage, they don't. Now, Nick should have to hang out with them for the entire time.
I think so.
But that's not a requirement that they
Right.
are dependent upon. Like if they agree, because I don't really care if they're male nurses or not. Obviously, if Nick does have some kind of medical episode while we're there, I'm sure Encore has many fine medical people on staff and are ready for any emergency.
It's important to me that this doesn't become too much of a celebration specifically for Nick. We're calling it a 40th birthday party, but I don't want him necessarily to enjoy himself too much.
Well,
I don't want this to be like a big party for him where he goes away and saying, wow, that was great that the guys did this for me. I don't want that to be the feeling he walks away with.
Oh, no. This all kind of got rolling without a lot coming from us. It just was kind of, we could do something like this. And then, but in the idea is that I've been out of town, obviously, for a while. When I came back into town and said, I will book Adolfo's plane ticket and then be reimbursed. I don't understand why there needs to happen. Just they book the ticket and then I don't pay any money. And then
well, that's where you get into the murky area of they, because there's a lot fewer they than there used to be.
Okay, but I just don't know why it's any better for me to book the airline ticket. Fine, then I'll book an airline ticket for $3,000 and I'll fly them first class. I'll get a private plane for them and then they can reimburse me. Like if they control it and they book Adolfo's flights, they can work within a budget that they deem to be appropriate. It really doesn't make any sense for me to do this. I have no connections with the airline industry. My booking it for Adolfo, and it's funny, before the show, Hardy's like, I don't know if they have Adolfo's information. I'm like, it's as simple as texting me.
You know what?
There's something
Nick,
called a phone number.
Or Nick or Ryan. I mean, or John. I'm sure John has Adolfo's number.
It's not even fair to like put it on like the circumstances of the times and this is the business now. Do you remember, I don't know if you ever had to deal with this for Super Bowl travel, but back when like every show was going to every Super Bowl because the Patriots were in every Super Bowl, it seemed like a couple months out when it was looking like that was going to be the case, they would say, all right, you need to book your plane ticket. Like, what? If I'm traveling for work, then why are we all, why is it the Wild West and we're all just booking our own tickets and we're all booking our own hotels and we're all doing this thing like, and this was when there were presumably more people on staff that maybe somebody could have like booked travel.
Okay, so that's not entirely uncommon for businesses, though, especially for people that travel a lot, to book their own travel and then be reimbursed for it. And at least by that, they're giving you, and I understand your complaint with it, but by that, they're conceivably giving you an opportunity to book something that works best for you. I'm not Adolfo. Like, I am not Adolfo. I'm not the person. I am in no way in no way do I hold the power in this that is greater than anyone else on the planet.
You're far more connected to Adolfo than anyone else. And I would argue that, yes, you do hold the power and you are Adolfo. For this, for the purposes of this conversation, you might as well be Adolfo.
Right. Now, I want Adolfo to be there. And look, if we weren't having a party that the station was sponsoring and I wasn't getting paid for, I probably would have flown Adolfo up and we could have just done something with him. This is a whole thing now, and I'm going in doing 2 hours of a free appearance, which I'm glad to do, and working and getting girls to be with Adolfo and getting someone with the scrubs and trying to plan things that we could do on stage. I am working for free. This, I don't know how I'm better qualified than a publicly traded company to book airline tickets for someone who's not me. He's not like a friend of mine that no one's met. He was an employee of this company for a decade. Like, someone else can get in touch with Adolfo. And the thing is, booking an airline ticket for Adolfo, I just don't want to spend the money and expense it. And it's a little insulting. Now Adolfo's texting me. The thing is that all they have to do is just go, Adolfo, here's when you're flying in and here's when you're flying out. That's all they have to do. They don't even have to really work with them. They just have to say, here's the day you're coming in, here's where you'll be staying, and here's when you're flying out. I don't know. I'm kind of confused why I would be the one, literally, like, not even just, like, I'm not, like, even so much annoyed as confused. Like, why would I be the one that books the ticket when I'm not paying for it? And, like, why would I be the one who's paying for it when it's a station event celebrating him? Like, it's not me. I'm not like flying Jason Danielewicz, who was the best man in my wedding, up to hang out for a weekend and go to a Red Sox game. I mean, they can do whatever they want with this thing. They can sell it to whoever they want. I don't care.
But, Fred, to use your own point against you, if you were to get remarried, Adolfo obviously would be your best man. So this is just, think of it as just a preemptive fly-up for him.
Yeah.
Who else is it going to be?
What, best man?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it would be you, but I guess. That would just be sad, huh? Because you'd be like, why am I here?
Spot on there.
I never even met this person.
I know.
If I get married again, it's going to be a real like courthouse situation. It's just going to be just give us the form and let's get out of here. All right, we'll be back in just a moment. Jay Stu and Joe Murray. I know that they were at a big like a satellite Kowloon Saugus wing eating contest situation. I know. I just found out this morning that Zolak and Bertrand were at the Tall Ships.
Yes, that was Monday. Yes.
That they had to broadcast.
We got just one clip we want to play from the Tall
I would
Ships.
rather have been at the Tall Ships than the marathon. Because at least the Tall Ships is kind of like unique to Boston and not the starting line of a marathon at the crack of dawn.
Wait till you hear this.
Well, I'm not saying it came
Then
off
you
well.
can make your judgment.
You don't know how right you are. You've never done that in the marathon starting line broadcast.
No, I will not. But do you? but is anyone at all impressed that I have put thought into this party while I was gone, and have tried to make some things? I'm taking it seriously.
Well, by your own admission, you had a lot of time to think.
No, I had a lot of time to think. I had time to pace and think.
Yes.
Think about a lot of life decisions. All right, so we'll be back in just a moment.
You're listening to Toucher and Hardy.
HD Boston 98.5, the Sports Hub, a Beasley Media Group station. Sports Hub headlines.
The American League scored 3 runs in the top of the first inning off of Philadelphia Phillies ace Christopher Sanchez, and that was pretty much it for the scoring for the night in a 4-0 win over the National League at the Major League Baseball All-Star Game. Cody Bellinger's 2-run single was the big hit of the inning. He was voted the game's MVP.
Pretty cool. I mean, honestly, funny game. You know, just the first AB single. Just a fun experience. So good to be back. It's been a long time, so I really just try to enjoy it as much as possible.
White Sox third baseman Miguel Vargas added a late late solo homer. The home team managed only 3 hits. The Red Sox Wilson Contreras singled in his only at-bats. Don Rafaela was 0 for 2. And Aroldis Chapman threw 6 pitches. He got the first 2 outs of the 9th inning. Also, Contreras said before the game he will not waive his no-trade clause to be dealt to another team at the upcoming deadline. He very much wants to stay in Boston. Spain beat France yesterday 2-0. It is the second time ever they have reached the final of the World Cup. They'll play the winner of today's match between defending champion Argentina and England. Celtics face Sacramento tonight at the Thomas & Mack Center in Las Vegas as Summer League play continues. And ESPN is reporting LeBron James is focusing on Cleveland, Miami, and Philadelphia as his next team. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Catches Law. At Catches, they specialize in helping those who have been injured not only from a one-time incident, but from a lifetime of hard work and labor. Does this sound like you? Visit CatchesLaw.com. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 8:30.
Boston Talk Sports.
Trade Drake May. We all know what, but we won't say what. Yeah, worst take on these airwaves in the last 24 hours.
We may not take a call today.
The Sports Hub.
And now, back to Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
Washington, and I was talking about how there was like this weird Christian organization put it together, and then they begged for money at the end of it, and someone called in, and we ended up agreeing at the end and realizing we weren't so far apart. But at what point, Hardy, when I donate money to a Christian in an Episcopalian church, more than really I donate to anything else, and I do attend this Episcopalian church, am I at that point allowed to critique matters like this without being labeled as some kind of incel?
Absolutely.
I am a part of the...
You're a part of the community.
I am a member of an Episcopalian church, to which I do attend on occasion and do give money to. Now, the summer's a whole situation. They're all over the place in the summer. There's no reason to go. But I do, I've received a personal invitation by the head of the whole dang thing to come and have dinner at his house. Now, I couldn't do it, but I mean, a handwritten note. It says, knows my name, knows me by name, talks to me. I have conversations with him. It just occurred to me while I was getting water. I'm like, wait a second. I'm doing as much as anyone else for this stuff. Why can't I? Why am I the crazy rabble rouser?
Maybe the dinner invitation was a parlay into this church that you attend starting their own film production company. And they want some ideas from you.
No, it's not like that. See, that's my experiences with the Christian church have been all not like that. It's all been pretty normal. Not a whole lot of proselytizing. It's always been kind of like nothing that I find to be in any way any messages that are at all strange. Now, they certainly want money, but they're doing good work.
Maybe they want you to attend more than twice a year before you get on the air and start calling yourself a member of the church.
Oh, I'm a member of the church.
Okay,
but member of the church.
They would like to see you more, and maybe they do have a small issue with you calling yourself a member when you go.
No, they don't have an issue with anything. The guy that called in, I'm just saying, when am I, how is it, if I'm giving money and I'm attending it, how am I less of a Christian than anyone else?
It's less about you and it's more about him.
No. I'm not mad at the caller. The caller listens all the time, and he was fine. It didn't bother me. I'm just saying.
What are you mad at?
I'm not mad at anything. I'm asking the question. It just occurred to me that none of these people are any better at it than I am. I'm doing the same thing anyone else is doing. If I thought it was weird that this particular George Washington movie, at the end of it, they were asking for everyone to go make it this huge hit so they could make money, and that was in some way service to the Christian church or to the country. Even my father thought it was ludicrous. And you know him. He's up there on the phone reading the New York Post and watching the Fox News. All right.
Okay, so on Monday, Zolak and Bertrand were live at the Fan Pier at the Fan Fest there for the tall ships, which is a big thing. My wife and mother-in-law went out. They went out on a boat to get closer to them ships. I had a neighbor who actually went, didn't even know he was going. He said it was fantastic. I'm like, maybe I'm really missing out on this. He's like, they won't be back for 10 years. I said, well,
that's something that I would have gone to. Like, actually, that doesn't seem. Sorry to not hate everything, but that seems like if you were going to be in the city and they were like bringing all these big boats in, and there's like a party going on, that seems like as good as anything else on a nice summer day.
Sure.
Certainly. Yeah, that doesn't see. I saw it and I was like, I don't have any problem with this. It seems like something that would be a spectacle. John shaking his head. Not everyone can sit in the lawn at Wimbledon. Not at the lawn where they're playing tennis. A literal lawn in front of the building.
That was only for half the day.
Rather be at the tall ship thing than sitting on a grass patch waiting for a gatekeeper to let us in to watch mixed doubles at Wimbledon.
Sit down on the grass patch, court one adjacent, and watch TV for a while.
Do you know who does that? Do you know who waits in line? I'll tell you, my daughter was in London the same week John was there, and her friend went and stayed out. He got there like early in the morning. Her 19-year-old friend. 19-year-olds do this.
Mm-hmm.
It's the 19-year-olds who are there with no money and nothing else to do and no families to think about. They're the ones who wait in line for hours for tickets, and they also get there early so they don't have to wait as long.
I got news for you. There were people who had put tents down 24 hours in advance. As I was leaving the field to walk onto the grounds, there were people who were pitching tents to camp out for the next day.
You only do that for Tora Tora tickets. All right, if Tora Tora gets back together and comes, then you sit in front of Sam Goody all night, right, for the window to open. All right, so Zolak and Bertrand were out at the tall ships.
Which, could be a dangerous situation for one of the hosts of the show who has been known to be distracted by things. And that situation did come up. Believe it or not, Scott Zolak did get distracted mid-broadcast. Again, this was on the air. This was not recorded during a commercial break. This was part of the Zolak and Bertrand show on Monday.
Yeah.
It's the hat.
Hey,
yeah.
Is that Johnny Depp?
Yes.
It is. Dude, if he goes by, then he comes back. He should have dressed like William Bolt.
We should get him. We should get him over here. Look at these helmets.
Ahoy.
Get on camera.
There he is.
Yeah, come on.
So somebody dressed as Jack Sparrow has sauntered by from the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, no, I'm aware. You rarely see anyone dressed like that. It's almost like you're in front of that Chinese theater in Hollywood.
Or any Halloween party ever. Yeah.
It seems to be a fairly...
But this is enough.
Or Dr. Steve Brule's Check It Out show where he had one.
This is enough to throw Zoe.
Come on. You got to show the people in New England that you're here. There he is.
Good day, mate.
Australian.
Jack Sparrow, based on Keith Richards, is who he's doing his impression of, obviously famous Australian.
Based on Crocodile Dundee.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Paul Hogan was a big influence. He was originally cast as Jack Sparrow.
One of our emailers after we played this said, I believe Zoe was confusing ahoy matey with good day mate. But in the moment, you got a little mixed up.
Just go.
Got a little mixed up.
University of Maryland, you keep cooking.
We have not been on the ships.
The interesting art thing about this is not giving him a microphone because it's very on point in terms of when Jack Sparrow would have been alive. There would be no way to amplify. There was no amplification or broadcasting.
It's like it's like going to a Renaissance fair. No, you take this turkey drumstick and there's no knives and forks.
Yeah, you're eating that.
It's like medieval times.
Sure.
Oh, I love that. No, but we need some.
Yeah.
So we're.
Who makes the rum for the ships? Because you don't buy it at the store because you're gonna pretend like it's in the old days. You get them wooden, chalices, casks. Who makes the rum?
Right.
Chalice.
Right.
Wooden chalice.
And also, you can't just get rum at the store. They didn't sell things.
Zoe is asking the fake Captain Jack Sparrow where he gets his rum because you can't just go into the Cappies and buy a bottle of Bacardi. No, where does the rum come from?
Of all the things that you couldn't do back in the pirate days, buying rum wasn't one of them. I believe they purchased their rum. And didn't they drink rum because that was the liquor of the islands of which they were invading?
Yes.
So they weren't making rum at all. Nor were any of their people from the countries they came from. They were taking the rum from these basically Caribbean islands, correct?
Pretty much. Correct.
And they were making that with the local sugar cane, if I'm not mistaken.
As long as you're the one stealing it, that's what matters.
That's right.
Ahoy! Ahoy!
Can't say stuff. Almost.
What were you going to say?
Can't say.
What were you going to say?
Mo.
I think it looked like Johnny Depp. He could have been Depp.
Yeah. He should dress up as Whitey Bulger now.
I like his
really bossing.
I like his. This is a hell of a show. Really is.
All right. Well, welcome to the tall ships.
Once again, going back to the fact that Zoe watched Black Mass for, I believe, 20 consecutive flights, flying back and forth one season for the Patriots, because that was one of the films available. So he's obsessed with anything having to do with Johnny Depp. That turns into Black Mass, the Whitey Bulger story. So
you're saying he's constantly free associating.
Bingo.
All right. And so I knew this was happening because we had Joe on in for John. And Joe was talking about how he and Jay Stu were doing a weekend broadcast from a casino in New Hampshire, and the station actually had to build a car for them to get there, let alone buy airline tickets. And they were going to do this, and there was going to be a big Saugus wings eating contest and things of that.
Yeah.
And so Jay Stu and Joe are broadcasting from this casino in New Hampshire.
This was on Saturday, yes. Jay Stu alerted us to this. He said, we had a really good show. I think you guys should probably pick a portion and highlight it. And I said, thank you, Jay Stu. We will do just that.
It's funny how the world's changed. Now, if you broadcast from anywhere, it's just havoc. Ever since COVID, no one knows how to act. It's just chaos.
Joey Chestnut sold out the Brook.
Joey Chestnut puts asses in seats, huh?
Of course he does.
Would WWE ever use him?
Oh, my goodness.
There we go.
It took 7 seconds.
Yeah.
Would the WWE ever use him? Or would he be all extreme wrestling? Would he be too extreme for the WWE? Huh. Interesting. They did have Mankind.
Oh, I promise you, if they could find some, yeah, they would use him.
What was his finisher be?
Whoa, that's heavy. Let me kick that around.
Let's workshop this.
All right, let's see. Now, is he heel or baby face?
I mean, you'd have to do something with his eating.
Like the turnbuckle? Like George
Steele?
Yeah, not the animal. We just call him Georgie Steele. We just call him George.
That's a good question.
Curb stomp?
It would have to be something with biting. Right? Because his mouth is his biggest weapon.
Curb stomp?
Joe really wants to do the curb stomp. How about the Heimlich? That's a good finisher.
I like that. I like that idea.
How about he just shoves crap in their throat until they die? Or he sews up their butts and feeds them, like in that Wu-Tang song. Why is he curb stomping if his thing is to eat?
Yeah,
Joe really wants it to be the curb stomp.
What else is a biting?
I mean, you could do the Tyson bite the ear, right?
Or eats the dog but throws the bun.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he eats a dog. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Alive, right? Yeah, it takes a big chunk out of it.
Right?
Yeah, right? Yeah. Now we're talking hurting stuff.
Mm-hmm. That's a good question.
Like the junkyard dog, but an actual junkyard dog. And they just kill it.
Now I'm getting
like Orange Cassidy for a long time when he was on the independent scene. his fireback, his comeback would be after he had orange juice.
That sounds like quite the wrestler.
What a gimmick.
That's a deep pull.
See, his backstory is he had scurvy, but then he would have orange juice and he would be reinvigorated.
Well, like the guy who made Popeye lost the rights to it, so instead of spinach, they used orange juice. He had, instead of big forearms, he just had a big thumb.
Yes.
Right?
I remember that.
Yeah. Hi, sir. We're doing a live broadcast on the radio.
What are you looking for?
Oh, well, that will stop him.
What just happened?
Hey, vagabond guy that's walking by. We're doing a live broadcast. Oh, my bad.
So sorry.
Somebody came up and asked for directions, apparently.
No, this.
This is fun. Comes Colonel Sanders.
Hi.
Hi.
James Stewart. What's your name, sir?
Jim.
Jim,
Hey, Jim.
nice to meet you.
Thanks,
He's great.
buddy. You do. His name's
Nice to
Josh.
see you.
His name's Josh.
Josh what?
Should I tell him your government name? He's a behind the scenes guy.
Yeah, I listen to you every night.
You do, huh?
Pretty much.
What's your favorite segment?
I like them all.
Yeah.
LeBron.
Oh, dummy. Sorry about that.
No problem. Jim, thanks for coming by and saying hello.
Oh, you're on the radio.
Yeah, we're live.
Yeah, he's a big fan. Oh, you're on the radio. I listen to you every night on the radio. Oh, you're on the radio.
You guys going to have guests at the Brook? Yeah, but only 50 feet off mic.
Yeah.
We'll bring some people on.
Yeah, and they got to be real nobodies. You know, they were talking about the Orange Man before this. How dare he interrupt it?
Right? Yeah, that word.
5.
Yeah.
You gonna watch it?
Yeah, gonna eat?
What the hell's going on?
I don't know. This is
You gonna eat?
Are you gonna eat?
No, team. My team.
Jim, nice to meet you. Thanks for coming by and saying hello.
Jim, thank you,
good day.
sir. Nice to meet you, sir.
Wow. I also want to go on that new show.
The new show. Which one's that? On Nesson? Oh, Boston's under the chat, huh?
Oh, no, now Joe's fired up. This is now the guy's, he's encompassing the whole resume.
Sir, let me ask you a question.
Curb stop?
Just throwing around finishing move ideas for Joey Chestnut if he ever entered wrestling.
Now, I know Joey Chestnut doesn't wrestle, nor is this event anywhere near adjacent to wrestling, but hey, we always bring it up.
That's a good question.
What do you think? Is that okay? Do you like the show or no? Huh? What bothers you about it?
Oh, Jesus. He's not on mic, Joe. Quit asking him questions.
Jay Stu tried to end it 3 times. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for listening.
He's being all polite and
Hey, enter the chat. You like me? You don't like it? Well, I'm a glutton for punishment. Tell me what you don't like.
No, he's going to reason him out of the not liking the show. He's showing a great resolve by asking why he doesn't like it. Because but when you do that, then you can refute the claim.
Do you like and don't like?
It's okay, Jim. Jim, thanks for saying hello. We'll charge.
Yeah, okay, so now
It's 4 now.
now Jay Stu wants to end it again.
I appreciate the compliment. Thank you.
It's too early for me to judge.
Okay, great. We need more time.
Yeah.
All right, cool. We got 5 minutes.
Thank you.
Nice strong ending from the fish tank here at the Brook.
It's a wonderful man.
Well, listen, if you would like the station to broadcast from any of your events, need only to provide 2 microphones, and then anyone else can just yell in the background.
Joe Murray. Hold on. This 50-foot off mic guest, I want to extend this a little bit. Well, the guys that thanked him for his time. Thanks for the time, guys. I appreciate you having me on.
That's right.
That's the typical joke.
Jim, thanks for coming by and saying
Oh,
hello.
I got to go now.
Yeah, but that's like when Joe's callers at the end of the phone call. Even the guy that comes up to the table ends it.
Yeah.
Well, I think this is enough even for me. This is the guy who just came up to the table. All right. Well, listen. Whether it's the tall ships or it's the Brook Casino,
Let you go.
just know That you don't even need it to provide a guest for the microphone for the guests.
Oh.
Anything's allowed. All right. Doug Kyde from the Herald is going to join us in a matter of moments.
Oh, okay.
More Toucher and Hardy next.
Brushing flakes off of my shirt. It is absolutely true. Since Alabama, I arrived in Alabama, my beard has been incredibly dry. I think misery leads to dry skin. Bleakness.
Isn't it humid down there? You think that that climate would do wonders?
Yeah, I mean, just like when you think that the cold wouldn't be like it wouldn't dry your skin out, but it does. It dries your skin out. But yes, the humidity and the rain and the 7.5 hour games, they seem to have dried my beard out. I'll have to start a moisturizing routine. Don't worry, I'm on it. Just give me a little time,
okay,
and I will get to it. Until then, please ignore because I have a hat on. It's not from my head. Please ignore the beard flakes. I can only beg of you to please ignore those. Doug Kyde is the Patriots beat writer it says a Patriots beat writer, but Callahan is of no use. Kyde is the straw that stirs the drink.
Yeah, sure, agreed.
He is joining us. Doug, hello. Thank you for joining us.
Absolutely, and I appreciate you saying that. Finally, someone said it.
Oh, I believe it's said all the time. You just haven't heard it. It's one of those things that you need to hear. All right. You heard Bert pontificating on and on about the contract situation for Gonzalez. Is this something? Is he going to set the market? Is that a fact? Is that if the Patriots do sign him, he will be the highest paid cornerback in the history of the NFL? In your opinion?
I think it really just depends on which one of those cornerbacks signs first, whether it is Witherspoon or Gonzalez. Witherspoon's actually the more highly decorated, I guess I would say, player so far. He's made more Pro Bowls, All Pros, but he's a different kind of player. And a player like Christian Gonzalez typically is valued more highly across the NFL. So, yeah, if it goes the way that Bert thinks and Witherspoon signs first, then Gonzalez, and Gonzalez will be the highest paid cornerback in the NFL. But the fact that Witherspoon hasn't signed yet, that's why my level of concern about this still isn't that high, that Gonzalez remains unsigned.
Is there urgency? I mean, camp starts what? In a week and a half? It's a week from Friday. Can the Patriots, regardless of what the situation is with Witherspoon, allow this to bleed into camp and create a distraction?
I think they can. I think part of it depends on how Christian Gonzalez and his agency handles things. But I mean, even in that 2023 NFL draft class in the first round, only a handful of players have got their second contract signed already. Like Devin Witherspoon, we mentioned, hasn't. Bijan Robinson hasn't. Jahmyr Gibbs. The majority of those first-round picks have not got their contract extensions yet. So for that reason, I don't know if there's a crazy sense of urgency, but if Christian Gonzalez intends to hold out until he gets that deal, then yeah, there would be a sense of urgency. And we already saw him do a little bit of a hold in during minicamp. So it's at least possible that would be the intention.
And that was going to be my next question. Would Christian Gonzalez show up and not participate in drills and be very visible standing there in shoulder pads without a helmet?
Yeah, he would definitely show up, because if he doesn't show up, then they start getting fined. And he certainly doesn't want to get fined before he gets that new contract extension. So I know we're kind of going down the road of what ifs here, but yes, if he intends to hold in, then he would be on the field and not participating, or at least not participating fully. But we still don't know what his intentions are in camp if he doesn't get that deal done first.
Yeah, I guess we, kind of keep going back and forth on this a little bit, but I was always of the belief that it's going to get done. It's just a matter of time, but there does still remain that element. It's like, well, you don't necessarily have to, and depending on who you believe about Vrabel's scheme and his philosophies on defense, where do you land on that in terms of, is it absolutely going to happen? It's just a matter of when, or do you think there's actual conversation about what would life be like without Christian Gonzalez?
I still believe it's going to get done, and I also think it would behoove the Patriots to get it done, just because how many players over the last 10, 15 years that they've drafted have even been worth these kind of extensions? Really only a handful, maybe even just one or two or three. So you've got that guy in the building already. You're talking about how you want to draft and develop. I know that it's not technically this regime who drafted Christian Gonzalez, but Elliot Wolf was in the building. A lot of guys who are still in the front office were in the building when they drafted Christian Gonzalez. He's the type of player that you have to draft and then develop and then sign to that long contract extension, because there's still not that many players on this team that are going to be worth those kind of extensions. So you might as well sign your own guy who you've already seen play exceptionally well in the playoffs and the Super Bowl to that extension.
All right. The other big story, I don't know how big this really is, but surrounding the Patriots is the status of their second-round draft pick, Gabe Akers, who still hasn't signed. And I saw a report from last weekend that he recently underwent knee surgery. There's a lot of mystery surrounding him. You have any update on him?
I think that he was recently in Boston. I think he was posting on Instagram, so perhaps that's a good sign. This one concerns me maybe a little bit more, just because he's the last second-round pick who has not signed his contract. And there is these weird questions about the knee, the injury, when it happened, when it occurred, whether the Patriots knew about it, all those different things. It would shock me, completely shock me, if this contract didn't get done at some point before the 2026 season begins. But just the fact that it's where it's at right now, the fact they had to miss all of minicamp, all of rookie minicamp, all of OTAs, it's not ideal, especially since the Patriots lack depth, in my opinion, on the edge. And one of their projected starters, Harold Landry, barely played after week 6 last year, wasn't on the field during minicamp. His status seems to be a little bit more uncertain. So they drafted Gabe Akers thinking that he was going to be a part of this defense this year, and they need him back on the field, and they need that contract signed to get him back on the field.
Well, why? Like, what would be the reason, the advantage for him not to sign this late into the process? Is there any?
So this is all just me speculating right now.
Sure.
But it's based on some of the things that Mike Reese has written about the situation. If the Patriots want to put language in the contract that protect them injury-wise, I can understand Gabe Akers not wanting that language in his contract to protect the Patriots, because he doesn't want any injury protections in the contract. He wants to get paid regardless of what's happened. The Patriots, on the other hand, until they know that Gabe Akers is 100% healthy, it makes sense for them to want that language in that contract. So to me, it still does make the most sense for both sides to come back together once Akers is completely healthy. But We just don't know when that's going to be. So that's why I understand it from Akis's side or his agency side that they don't want that anything written in a contract that's not usually there for a second round pick.
Okay. Did you happen to read or hear Mac Jones on the podcast Bussin' with the Boys?
I did.
Okay. When you are with your friends, you go, I'm with the boys, like we all do?
Of course.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of that, but it's a very successful podcast. But were you surprised to know how chaotic the offense was under Joe Judge and Matt Patricia?
I was not surprised, and I'm glad that Mac Jones is talking about it.
Yeah.
It was, I guess, somewhat of a revelation that Bill Belichick at one point was planning to be the OC, that he was going to be calling plays. And because, I mean, quite frankly, to me, it never made sense for Matt Patricia to be the guy doing that as the offensive line coach, because he has to be dealing with the offensive line during games, but instead he's calling plays. Joe Judge obviously had even less experience than anyone calling plays. Things were chaotic. And, I think that Mac Jones handled it pretty well by revealing some of that stuff, but also not by, taking some blame for the beginning of his career, which I think he should, because he didn't play well, especially in year 2 and year 3. But when you're a rookie quarterback, you have a good year 1, and then everything on the offense goes to hell in a handbasket. Yeah, your performance is going to suffer a little bit. And I think we're seeing now what Mac Jones potentially would have looked like if he would have continued on a trajectory with Josh McDaniels as his OC.
I guess it's just a weird position that Matt Patricia was in the first place. He was still getting paid by the Lions, so he didn't have to have the job. I wonder if the thought ever crossed his mind, like, this isn't a great idea. I shouldn't be an offensive coordinator. Someone should have stepped up and said it to Bill and everyone else. But Patricia himself, you would think maybe in a moment of clarity would have said, this is a terrible
he's
idea.
Bill's walk-around guy. He's always been Bill's walk-around guy.
But the thing is, it's more from the Belichick perspective. Is so Josh McDaniels leaves. And so what do you think was the reluctance from Belichick to get a guy with any kind of experience, or even a relative kid that, had success, at a little bit of a lower level, had no experience as an offensive coordinator, but maybe was a passing game coordinator of some, reputation. What do you think was, I know it's all been talked about, but it came up again. It is interesting how Belichick handled the end of his run here. What was his hesitancy to get anyone in and give them the title, or even put them in not even give them the title, but let them run the offense?
I think there was some hesitance on Bill's part of bringing in high-powered new voices, even voices like Bill O'Brien's that hadn't been in the building since 2011. I think that he just wanted to maintain the power within the building. He didn't want to bring in anyone that he didn't trust fully. And he absolutely trusted Matt Patricia because Patricia was his guy. Absolutely trusted Joe Judge because Joe Judge was his guy. And I think he did think, all right, how tough can calling offensive plays be? We've all been coaching football for the last 30, 40, 50 years, whatever it was. And obviously it was very difficult. But I mean, Bill was putting a ton on Patricia's plate when Patricia came back. He was essentially the general manager during one of those seasons. Then he becomes the offensive play caller. And I would say, and I haven't talked to Matt Patricia about this, but my guess would be that Patricia didn't think it was a great idea for him to be calling offensive plays. I don't think that he was fully on board and like, yippee, I'm going to get to do something new. I think there was probably some hesitance there.
It's interesting. I would have sympathy and be on your side with that, and think that he had the presence of mind and the kind of self-awareness to go, maybe I shouldn't be doing this. But, I mean, from right off the jump with the Lions, he was an arrogant disaster. And maybe that arrogance was just misplaced lack of confidence, and he was compensating. You know what I'm saying?
It is strange, yeah.
Yeah, because, he ruined everything with the media immediately, and we have learned that he ruined things with the players quite literally immediately in the first meeting.
Yeah.
So it's just that whole Belichick tree. Now, you go back to college and you go to a program, Ohio State, things seem to work themselves out. But that whole end of the Belichick situation just seems like a lot of misplaced hubris, and obviously now that's why he's at North Carolina. All right, Doug Kyed, the Patriots beat writer for the Boston Herald. Thank you for the time, sir. We'll watch Christian Gonzalez's situation closely.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.
All right, thank you so much. We appreciate it. We will be back in just a moment. Here are the headlines.
Sports Hub headlines.
The American League won the Major League Baseball All-Star Game for the 11th time in 13 years, 4-0 over the National League last night in Philadelphia. Cody Bellinger, a 2-run single in this game. He won the game's MVP award. The AL will visit the NL at Wrigley Field next year. As far as Red Sox involvement, Wilson Contreras singled in his only at-bat. Ceddanne Rafaela 0 for 2.
We are Toucher and Hardy, and we thank Doug Kyed from coming on. It was interesting that Mac Jones was talking about how Bill Belichick, you lose your offensive coordinator, and Bill Belichick decides that maybe he'll do it, and then he decides, no, I'll just give it to two guys that have no experience doing it.
He's smart enough to get out of the way of that oncoming train, if nothing else. Ultimately, though, the decision-making was traced back to him, but he didn't want to be the point man on it.
So it's just he was afraid that if he brought someone in that they would usurp him in power.
Yeah.
But he's, again, I keep stating this, he's dumb. In so many ways, he's really dumb. His idea was, I'm not going to get into someone because they may succeed, so I'm going to guarantee failure. And even if he didn't know that guaranteed failure, that he's still dumb because he should have. I mean, he's coached football his entire life. The whole reason I believe that he's any good at it is he sat there and watched his dad do it. It's just what he's done. You focus on one thing your entire life. Go into a Guitar Center and see someone playing your Eruption and then ask them to do basic math. Chances are it's a 50-50 shot that they'll be able to do the basic math. They've just learned Eruption their whole life. So if you sit around doing something your entire life and learning the strategies of it, that makes you an expert in that thing. And Belichick, certainly in terms of football, for a very long time was incredible. But part of being great at something for a sustained amount of time is being able to excel at things other than just strategy. It's also handling ego, your charisma, your different personalities, your role as a leader. Like all these things come into play. It's not just I know a lot about football here, and boy, does he make a lot of mistakes. Just all the time is just making these major mistakes. And as he gets older, I understand that there's less on the line, but then why even coach? Why even do it anymore?
Well,
and it seems like after a number of these, failed experiments, maybe he would rethink some of the things that he held on to for a long time, which was 20 years of success, all these AFC championships, and the things that he actually said in press conferences. What makes you think that, you're doing things right around here? Well, look at the track record. And after a while, even in his, when you're really having your come to Jesus meeting with yourself, you sit down and say, all right, well, there are other factors. There's something I'm not seeing. So maybe just the same old isn't good enough, and I need to try something. I need to think outside of myself, or take some direction from somewhere else, or just try something totally different. Because for years he just relied on his wits and his gut and doing what's right, but it's not working.
So you have 32 teams, so you probably have only 32 coaching staffs to really scout. So wouldn't your instinct as an individual, just you, Hardy, and you, John, be, I'll find some wonderkin from another team that's, again, like a passing game coordinator or something like that. I'll bring him in. Mm-hmm. Our offense will be incredible. I'll take the credit of finding him. And then let's play it forward. so the Crafts go, wow, this kid's great. I'm going to fire him. I'm going to fire Belichick and put this kid in. Well, if I'm Belichick, we just won 11, 12 games. I'm going to get another job in the NFL instead of we're a disaster that draft terribly and I'm a dick and impossible to deal with. And no one thinks that I can get along with anyone because, as evidenced by me insisting that these two men go into a position that they have zero qualifications for, I'm not going to get an NFL job. Okay, well then coach at Navy. Why is he not coaching at Navy? He's at North Carolina where he's struggling. And this is how the end of his life is going to play out. This is what he's going to do. At least Woody Hayes lost it on the sideline of Ohio State.
Yeah.
You know, at least Schembechler lost his mind at Michigan when he was the AD. They were still at least in powerful positions. You know, they weren't at
Woody Hayes had the good sense to clothesline a kid and go out in a blaze of glory.
Yeah, they weren't at Oakland Community College, freaking out and losing it.
Yeah, with 4.5 win preseason totals that people are wagering
Coaching for Belichick is like an itch that he can't scratch. And you see that, great athletes and great coaches can never totally stop doing it. How many times did Bill Parcells come back?
I'm not arguing that why he wants to coach. I'm arguing at his intelligence. If he wants to coach, there's a million ways he could have played it. Look, you have 6 Super Bowls. Fantastic. Why he won them, how they won them. There's people in the NFL that wouldn't have won those Super Bowls. Belichick is very responsible for them. The just amount of ego mixed with stupidity that it took to have that all topple. It's not a question of if he wants to coach. He obviously wants to coach. There's lots of guys that wants to coach. But your fall from grace, again, if it's at Ohio State, if it's at Michigan, if it's coaching the Cowboys, these are all things, okay, the guy got old, the game kind of passed him by. He's stuck in these old ways, but at least you're still at the top when that happens. And if you're Parcells, who never really fell off completely, and even Coughlin, you're running around taking front office jobs, and at least it's the NFL. Yeah. Not at some bottom tier ACC.
You know what it is,
team.
Fred? It's a half measure. You either if you insist on coaching, you want to go coach Navy, or it doesn't matter. Coach high school. Coach flag football, coach lacrosse. If the coaching is the itch that you have to scratch, there's a lot of places where you can go coach where the results truly don't matter. But the fact that it kind of matters at North Carolina makes it that much worse.
There was a scout from the Naval Academy at one of the games this weekend, and I was just thinking, if Belichick's got such a boner for the Navy, why doesn't he go assistant coach at Navy? Instead of, we know he didn't serve, which he could have done as a college graduate. He could have been an officer in the Navy. I mean, he could have gotten his degree from Wesleyan and then turned around and joined the Navy, and probably gotten into office. Well, I know gotten into officers training and served as an officer. He chose not to do that. He just cosplays and beat up shirts that say Navy on them and goes, hooray, hooray. My dad was a coach there, not in the service. They coached there. I don't know if his dad served in the Navy or not. But why didn't he just go coach at Navy? Well, they have a head coach. Okay. Why didn't he go and be the GM of Navy? Naval Academy's very difficult to get into. The Naval Academy's a big deal. If you're that into it, this is what you can bring to them, and maybe that helps naval recruiting, not for sports, but just naval people joining the Navy and protecting the country.
It sure beats being a bottom feeder in the worst Power 4 conference in the country.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. And then he goes on he went on the college game day with the Navy thing on. Go coach Navy! Go be the special teams coordinator for Navy and make it the craziest special teams, the greatest special teams of all time. Then Navy's a top 10 team, say. Then people see that, and people start joining the Navy, and it builds the Navy up, and the country rallies behind the Navy. Now you've finally, your destiny to serve the nation in the Navy has finally paid off. But no. It's North Carolina who gave him an ass load of money and now regrets every minute of it. Because even if he took a D3 job, like it's just like I'm gonna make this school like
Wesleyan,
for example, right? Like these kids that really want to play. Yeah. Like I'm gonna do this. No, you're just gonna take an ass load of money from some marginal school and go from there. And I know playing football at an ACC school is very difficult, and these kids are really, really good. But we're talking about a guy that won 6 Super Bowls. We're not talking about, anyone else. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
All-Star game last night, shutting out the National League 4-0. The AL got 3 runs in the top of the first inning, and that was pretty much it. 11 American League pitchers combined on a 3-hit shutout. The Yankees' Cody Bellinger had a 2-run single in the first inning. He was voted the game's MVP. As far as the Red Sox contingent, Wilson Contreras 1-for-1 with a single. Ceddanne Rafaela 0-for-2. Aroldis Chapman got 2 outs in the ninth and needed just 6 pitches. The Red Sox game next one isn't until Friday afternoon. They'll host Tampa Bay at Fenway Park. Wilson Contreras told the media yesterday he's informed the team he won't waive his no-trade clause to be moved to another franchise at the deadline. Also, the Sox have acquired outfielder Jahmai Jones from Detroit for a player to be named later and sent Adam Eaton back to Worcester. At the World Cup yesterday, Spain reached the final for only the second time ever. They beat France yesterday 2-0. The other semifinal will be this afternoon with England facing Argentina. Celtics Summer League play continues tonight in Las Vegas against Sacramento, and ESPN reported yesterday that LeBron James is focused on Cleveland, Miami, and Philadelphia as his next team. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Play It Again Sports in Dedham. Their 17th annual tent sale is July 25th and 26th. Up to 75% off all equipment and over $8,000 in giveaways. 606 Washington Street in Dedham. MAP pricing may apply. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 9:30.
Diving effort.
But he's got a breakaway. To the backhand. Throws it in front. Coming to the spot.
The Sports Hub.
Why do people listen to Touch and Run?
Because it's a thing.
All right.
You know what I'm talking about.
Sure.
No idea what you're talking about.
Here's more of The Thing on the Sports Hub.
Hardy, I was listening to the radio on the way in to work today, and it was JT the Brick.
Oh.
Who at one time won the Jim Rome Smack Off.
Mm-hmm.
What is up, JT? You are looking to usurp me now. And I think that what happened is Jim Rome took like $7 billion to go work on Twitter. And now you don't really hear of Jim Brome. There is a price to be paid when you take one of these niche company things, is that the whole idea of anyone hearing it is gone. But he does get to do TV on occasion, and apparently goes to the bathroom with a bodyguard, as is what happens when you have such adamant callers. And JT the Brick was saying that the Scottish Open or something of that nature, something in Scotland had just ended, meaning that the world is now prepared for the Open Championship.
That's right. And as we did during the U.S. Open, we had a game, and we kicked around some different names for it. The original name doesn't play as well in 2026 as when this was first brought to the table. Nicholas is insisting on calling this game something of his very own creation.
Putsy or hussy?
Well, that doesn't even fit. It's no rhyme.
It's really one of the worst things I've ever heard.
So you made up putsy, which isn't even a word.
Correct.
So it's putsy or hussy.
Yeah.
They don't rhyme.
They don't. I thought of this way too late. Links or kinks.
Oh,
I thought
pretty
that
good.
could have been good.
Yeah.
But we're sticking with putt or smut. Now, when we did putt or smut during the U.S. Open, the exercise was to identify either the name of a golf course or the name of an adult film actor or actress, as the case may be. Our very own Fake Blind Scott has added a wrinkle to this, and now the exercise has changed.
Is it the name of a golf club, or is it something else? What else could it be? Something that sounds like a golf club. Like a sex toy. Like a sex toy. And now we play putt or smut.
Again, thank you to Fake Blind Scott, who said, hey, is it a piece of golf equipment or is it a marital aid? A sex toy.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
I will give you the name of either a golf club or some type of golfing device, or I will give you the name of a sex toy, and you have to tell me which one it is.
Okay.
Well, John obviously is going to dominate this game. As he always wanted to. What was the deal with you wanted some light for your head?
What?
Something happened at one point where there was a conversation of John having like a mining hat or something like that.
I don't remember that.
Does anyone else remember that? It wouldn't be Ryan. It would have to be Nicholas. Nicholas doesn't remember anything.
Well,
he's too busy eating when he's asleep.
Did we want to outfit John with a miner's helmet for when he was in near suffocation and in the throes of ecstasy? Is
Maybe that
what
was it. I don't remember.
I thought maybe that he had one, but I guess I'm wrong. Okay.
Adam 12 got me a hat for Christmas a couple of years ago with a light on the front of it to take the dog out at night. You know, it had the turn on light. You remember that?
Yeah, that's a very manly thing to give another man. I want you to be safe when you walk your pup, buddy.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that Adam, since he's moved to host his own show, has really cut loose with the outfits?
Oh, he is footloose and fancy free.
Yeah, there was at least a governor on him because he knew he'd be made fun of here. But now that he's free to go, he's unmatching socks, and then there are ankle socks that he pulls up to just below the calf, and they don't match anything that he's wearing.
And the absurdly pale legs for somebody who spends as much time floating around in the fetid waters of Walden Pond. You would think you would have a little sun on those things, but he doesn't.
No, and he has Maine is like the back of his hand. If you tell him that you're in any way going to Maine, he's just where?
Block some time on your calendar. Yeah.
I said I might be in Maine in August, and he goes when? Because I can come from my parents' house. And I'm like, well, I'm going to be by Bangor. And he goes, okay, my parents' house 2.5 hours from there. I'll come see you. And I said, why? I'm only going to be there for a day. And I go, why? And he goes, well, I like driving in Maine.
What?
Okay.
Yeah, he likes it.
Okay.
Only in Maine.
All right.
He likes that. Anywhere else,
Sure.
he doesn't like it.
All right, gentlemen, we're going to start you off with a layup here, Fred. And this is just to, show Wallach how it's done. Is this a golf club or a sex toy? The orange whip.
Well, that was a gift suggestion that Hardy gave me one Christmas for my father that he very much enjoyed. That is a practice tool.
That is right. Widely known as the number one golf swing training and warm-up aid, voted by PGA and LPGA professionals. So you see, John, this is a very simple game.
Okay.
I'm just going to give you the name, and you have to tell me whether it is a golf club or a sex toy.
I will ask you this. Have any of you ever owned a male-oriented toy, meaning that it was used for male pleasure?
I have not.
No.
Neither have I. And that's the interesting thing.
And I had to think about it because we were gifted a lot of these things back in the day during radio.
The
we were
big
given
fleshlight.
like all that stuff. But I've never owned a fleshlight. No.
I've never felt the desire to have any of that. Like I've always been enough. It's the one place that I have a lot of self-esteem is I feel I'm enough in that category. But I was discussing this with a woman the other day, is that like women, every woman has toys, and for good reason. I mean, they've toys that are very high performing and can do things that no human could do. Imagine if they created something like that for a man. It's almost like evolutionary that for the species moving on that they haven't created something like that for a man.
Well, maybe there is something out there, John. The Sim 2 Max Fields. Is that the name of a golf club or a sex toy?
Sim 2 Max Fields?
Sim 2 Max Fields.
I'm going to say it's a toy.
No, you get it wrong. That's the TaylorMade Sim 2. It's a forgiving, high-launching driver built for maximum distance and stability. The Sim 2, you should know this, Wally.
So every other Titleist driver is not built for that?
Well, there's a little bit of marketing going on with these equipment companies.
It's a great question, Fred.
Yeah, because it's like
It's a great question.
if you make more than one driver, and this one is to make things go far and straight.
What about the fleet of others that you've produced over the years?
Yeah, like what's the deal with those?
That all cost about $700. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
How about this one? The DJ Signature Piper Smith. DJ Signature Piper Smith.
Well, if it was VJ Signature, we would know that was VJ Singh's toy.
But DJ Dustin Johnson gotta. You see, that's where the wrench is thrown into it. However, he could be leading us.
The 70s adult film sensation Dusty Jones. I just made up that name. I'm saying that's golf as well.
Oh, Fred. The realistic ultra skin. Can we say the D word? I've already stepped over the line once.
No.
Oh, dildo?
Sure.
Oh, yeah, you can say that.
Oh, all right.
But you can't say that.
No,
you can't say what you said
you
earlier.
can't.
No.
The realistic ultra skin spelled SKYN.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dildo with removable Vaculock suction cup.
All right. Very good.
All right.
Vacuox.
I don't know if you can describe it.
We need the brand name for that.
Wallach?
Yes.
Liberator Wedge.
Oh, that's golf.
No, I was going to say that's a toy.
That is a specialized high-density foam positioning pillow wrapped in a machine-washable velvet cover, crafted to elevate the hips.
They advertised, I believe, for a short period of time. If it wasn't on this station, it was on TV. You know that lady that's brave enough to do the smell creams? You've seen that.
Oh, is it good for your butt?
Oh, yeah. I've seen those. Sure.
Yeah, she's a doctor.
Yeah. If she's not the one who's making it, who owns this and wants to make this the new Spanx, then if she's just an actress taking this gig, it's a bold choice because she's just like, I smell in like the worst places a lady can smell. But there was this position. It's like a triangular pillow that was to like position a woman's body so like you were hitting all the right places.
Sure.
It's the wedge pillow, and if you see the Coen Brothers movie Burn After Reading, you'll see George Clooney leaving in a huff his mistress's home with his wedge pillow tucked under his arm. I'm taking my wedge pillow and I'm leaving.
See, the wedge pillow is something that I wouldn't be embarrassed by having. Because that's not even a toy. That's just a positional for you would assume traditional sex.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with any of this stuff. Now, maybe there's nothing wrong.
I think there's something wrong if like a girl came in your house and you had like 6 fleshlights. Like I'm questioning, like if how cool that seems, or anything that had pocket in front of it. Like I'm questioning that, or I'm questioning a lot of stuff. Like if you have like a torso, have you ever seen that?
I have seen that.
Like you could buy like a Chasey Lane. There's a episode of Dave where he has one
with
like,
no head.
Yeah,
no body.
No, it's
like,
just a torso.
It's literally just a torso,
like from the belly button down type of thing.
with
It's
like no
weird.
legs. I think. And, like
no legs to it. Yeah,
it's like what a serial killer. Like it's really that I truly think is like disturbing. And if you're not disturbed when you buy it, it's really dehumanizing women in a way that this is no white knighting that I'm uncomfortable with. Like all I need is the torso.
Yeah.
Like that's
weird.
Like at least like a real doll's like a whole lady.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, maybe all you need is the Skydriver. And that could be for your golf game or for the bedroom. Skydriver. John?
I'll say it's a toy.
Very good. Wallach off the schneid. Skydriver is an official positioning term popularized by 360-degree spinning ceiling swings, where a partner is suspended completely vertical to allow rapid rotation and precise control over. See, I can't even. I can't even read some of the stuff that Beaton wrote down.
Well, Beaton's. Well, you should see the condition he left my house in after talking to Patsy.
Is it everywhere?
No, it's just like panties and bras all over the place. Like it was like and it was almost like he wanted me to see it. He was like, look at how much I got. And the smells coming out of that bedroom. It just smells like perfume and lust. But wait,
so this
swing. Spins?
This is it.
Why would it? What? How? And it's for 2 people? It's for one person?
No, I believe one person goes in the swing.
Right, no, I understand that. But what is the advantage of them rotating? Is it for when you are having like like more than one person, like that you want to be like a lazy Susan?
It's like 0G control type of thing.
Well, I just don't understand how the woman spinning could be anything but prohibitive.
Unless you're underneath.
Okay, why? When have things gotten this boring? I guess if you're married long enough. That's why you got to get divorced like cool guys.
Oh, good. Ryan has said he's put an image for us in Slack.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
All right.
Well, Slack is a good thing. It could be a computer term or... All right, so let me see what's going on with this thing, if I may.
Well, that's just a picture of the swing. That doesn't really help us. We need the swing in action.
I can tell you what it looks to... Okay, it does move. I can see how it moves 360 degrees. And it almost looks like a gynecological table in that there are stirrups.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure every woman wants to get into, is that they say, you know what, I had such fun at the gynecologist.
Yeah.
If I could just bring this home to my own sex
I had
life.
one sexual fantasy.
You know, I've had sex like at least twice on record because I have 2 children that are biologically mine. I don't understand the 360 thing unless you're both just spinning around because you like to get dizzy.
Okay.
Again, I don't know how that works. But I'm just an old fuddy-duddy.
How does the slick stick work in terms of either a piece of
golf? That is for
golf,
sure
golf equipment or sex toy. It's called a slick stick.
That is for
golf.
Sure golf.
That's absolutely
100% golf. That's something that they would sell on TV. The slick stick. Yeah.
No, for sure we'd get you on the slick stick. No, that's
that's like that lame guy advertising.
Yeah, that's a Monday night at 2 a.m. type of deal.
Now it is a lubricant or wax applicator, but it goes on the surface of your driver. You'll see you guys oftentimes using chapstick on the golf course. Watch out for those guys because they're using that chapstick. They're putting it on the face of their driver. It helps control the ball flight.
Oh, they're like they're doctoring the ball.
They are. That's absolutely
put them in the freezer overnight.
It is illegal. All right. Finally, John.
Gaylord Perry in it.
Yeah. Yes.
King Cobra.
Well, that's a driver. That's golf.
It's both.
Okay.
King Cobra is, of course, an equipment manufacturing company out of Carlsbad, California, but it is also A fantasy dildo sculpted out of body-safe silicone, which features a flared snake hood and textured scales, engineered explicitly for intense sensation.
Oh, that's. Oh.
I like the description of scales.
How many women are buying that?
Well, I don't understand.
Scales?
I don't understand if you're a woman buying that. There's the one thing I understand.
There it is.
Let me see this thing.
Well, that should be illegal.
Oh.
That's like a joke. That's got to be a joke gift.
There's no way.
There's no way.
There's no way any woman is buying that.
There's
Not
no
a
way a woman's
chance.
buying that. The only thing I can understand a woman buying is buying something that vibrates. That's if it doesn't vibrate, I don't understand why you're buying it. But I will say I have been shocked by sex toys before, and it was in Provincetown. I just was walking by a storefront, and I went, "Holy moly!"
I've seen those.
Was it the one that Jordan worked on?
Possibly, but it was almost. I don't know if I could have physically lifted it out of the store. It was about 7 feet long and 500 pounds, and I'm just like, I don't know. And it wasn't
Sibian?
It was not made. It was not made to look like a genital, but it was made to look like a body part.
Oh, I understand. All right. Well, thank you, Nick, for renaming the segment.
Putsy or hussy?
So bad.
I don't understand it either.
Look, man,
You're looking at me for help. I have no idea what that was about.
the kid's just turned 40. What do you want out of him? All right, very good. Thank you for that. As the Open Championship begins, you will be live on the Sports Hub Golf Club, correct?
I will be live Sunday morning.
Before the club championship.
No. It's the 3-day this weekend, and it'll be over on Saturday.
Okay. This is your last live broadcast of the year?
That is correct.
Yeah.
What about the PGA? Oh, they already had the PGA.
Everything
They
is
have
the
that
last
for the
open. It's the
Masters.
last major right here.
Yeah, they used to have it last, but they don't
Right.
anymore. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
Stay tuned for more Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
Segment is powered by Jeffrey Glassman Injury Lawyers. If you've been hurt in a car or work accident, you got to get Glassman. Don't just send an email. Call all sevens at 617-777-7777 or visit gottagetglassman.com. Our emails are available at 985thesportshub.com. And on social media, young Nicholas does deserve some credit. When we had Gio, I believe is his name, the young man, he was just standing looking into the studio the other day, and he's the kid that was crying when Jaylen Brown was traded, and we had him in studio, and he was a delight. Nick made a little video of it, and next thing you know, that thing is for something that we've created on Toucher and Hardy. That thing took off, and if you want to see maybe the favorite thing I've ever received from a listener, which is the Last Supper, dogs playing poker kind of thing of the adolescent fantasy that Bill Simmons had of everyone in the Celtics sitting around at what restaurant?
Toscano's.
The Boston icon Toscano's.
Mm-hmm.
Because, Bill spent 18 years of his 60 years here in Boston, which, so Toscano's would be the place. A private room at Toscano's. You don't want to get bothered.
No, it's commoners.
Yeah,
Right.
And we've made the sloppy steak references and everything, but you private room at Toscano's, you get anything goes.
You can
in there.
slop them up.
You can slop them up nice at the private room at Toscano's. Again, if I would be embarrassed if my son made that post at 18, that I wouldn't say anything. I would just be a little ashamed, let alone a 60-year-old man. Here's the deal. If you got a rude dude, just take him to the Toscano's.
Oh, it's so good.
It's really good.
And it's all of them. And Bill Simmons has got a cigar because, of course, they'd be smoking cigars because you're allowed to at the private room at Toscano's.
Right. But he's about to hold forth.
Because, what's Toscano's going to do? Tell you to stop smoking cigars? I mean, you got Wick in the gang there. You got the Jays, as he refers to them. And no flunkies, as he says. I mean, what's Toscano's going to do? Not let you smoke a cigar if there's no flunkies in there?
No. They're like anything flies in that back room. They were working it out.
Yeah, and so Bill Simmons is you can see it on YouTube. He's standing. You'll be able to see it on NBC Sports Boston too. He's standing, presiding over this group, holding a martini and his cigar at the head of the table, negotiating as you would two mafia families, getting them back together. It's interesting, though, in the photo, Jalen and Jason are sitting next to each other. You would think that they would be at opposite sides of the table. But maybe they are a collective and they're pleading to ownership. Please let us keep playing together.
Sure. You mentioned, or first of all, there's a Wallach mistake maybe in a headline. I did not catch this.
How could you not catch a mistake in Wallach's headlines? It's almost like you weren't listening.
Wallach's headline mistake. This comes from Andrew in Cleveland. Hey, tell that bozo that Adam Eaton is the first base coach for the Los Angeles Angels. I don't think the Red Sox optioned him to AAA.
Okay. Wrong first name. Nate.
John.
Nate.
This is interesting. So we played Joe Murray earlier, and Joe, has been filling in on the show, and he's on a show on Nesson called Boston Has Entered in the Chat. And he goes, this is from Mark. He says, sometimes I just put on Boston Has Entered in the Chat just to see what Joe is doing, especially when the other people are talking and he's just sitting there. You don't even need to turn the volume on. Example, yesterday I had it on in the background and caught him scratching his belly while the woman on the show was talking. It made me laugh. Hope I'm not the only one. So let's reach out to Mark if you also watch it. Boston Has Entered the Chat with no sound just to see what Joe's doing while others are talking.
Do you like the show or no?
Yeah.
Oh, Boston's Entered the Chat, huh?
I wonder if Boston Entered the Chat requires microphones for its guests, unlike the Joe show. Let's see.
Oh, Fred, I'm glad you're back because Nick has been getting a little too big for his large britches, as evidenced by yesterday's segment where he was a little dismissive of John, and today with his Putsy game title.
Putsy or Hussy?
You need to restore some law and order and take him down a few pegs. Putsy, yeah.
All right. This is from Ben. Hey, guys. A different Ben. Hey, guys. I heard you guys talking about daylight savings time this morning. If I may use a cliche, this whole exercise about whether we should change the clocks is rearranging the deck chairs on the Titanic. I have seasonal affective disorder, so I've given this a lot of thought. I think we all have, in a maybe undiagnosed seasonal affective disorder. Certainly John and I do. Yeah. So I've given this a lot of thought, and I have come to the conclusion that the issue, at least for me, isn't when the sun is up, it's how long it's up. 9 hours of daylight in December is a bummer. Whether it's from 8 to 5 or 7 to 4, eliminating the minor inconvenience of changing the clocks won't magically make winter more tolerable. It sucks either way. I would argue that the sun staying up for that hour in the afternoon would make at least a dent psychologically. At least a dent. because getting up, you get up if it's dark or not. You got to get up. It's like say you were going to go to the gym at 4. That's like a reasonable time, like pre-dinner for old people, 4 o'clock. Like, and then you're home. You leave work. You leave work at 4:30, and it's pitch black. You're just gonna want to go home and go to sleep. I mean, and think about people that go to work when it's dark and leave work when it's dark. Like maybe if you work a 9 to 5 job, at least you're getting out and there's some semblance of sun.
Yeah. Specifically for this job where we all try and get a little rest in the afternoon, if you wake up and it's dark out,
you can't
that is depressing as hell.
No. Well, no. It
like you've
screws you up.
missed like the 4 hours of daylight that you have. Oh, man, it's awful. I'm all for this.
But I'm sure there's thousands and thousands of people that get up in the winter when it's dark and get out of work when it's dark.
I'm just saying specifically for me.
I know it's
awful.
It is that narcissism that rides high with you, with the same kind of narcissism that would make a family of 4 sit on the ground for 5 hours to get in to watch mixed doubles.
To that end, Fred.
How long did you stay at Wimbledon? Like once you were in?
Once we were in, we stayed for a little under 5 hours.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Watching mixed doubles or watching doubles?
Watching doubles, but I got to be honest with you, it was 93 degrees outside, so there's no trees over these courts. You're melting. So there was a significant portion of time where we went to a kind of a food court type of place to get water and eat. So it wasn't 5 hours of watching tennis. It was more like 3.5 hours of watching tennis.
You watched doubles for 3.5 hours?
Different courts.
What did your kids do?
The kids put up with it. They did. They were
just on their
troopers for
phones?
this. What's that?
Were they just on their phones?
For as later in the day, yes. But at the beginning, like, oh, this is something new. This is what we waited all this time for.
Yeah, taking photos and videos.
That's right.
I mean, they were watching, let alone it wouldn't have mattered probably if it was the finals. But, I mean, they're not going to care. But the watching just preliminary doubles matches.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what it was. Men's and women's doubles on courts 16, 17, and 18.
Mitch wants to know, the last few days I've been going on the YouTube expecting to see John with a Wimbledon hat. But no, he's just wearing a Sox hat, which I assume is an attempt to jinx their win streak. Don't tell me that stupid bird flew all the way to London and didn't buy a hat. How else will people know where he's been?
Did you not buy any hats in London?
I didn't buy a hat in London because the colors for Wimbledon are this weird green and light purple. I don't look good in either of those two
feminine.
Colors. No, I don't look good in either of those two
Oh, John,
colors.
you thought it was
Did you
too
bring
feminine.
souvenirs back for anyone?
Yes, my father is a huge Wimbledon fan, so I bought a T-shirt for him.
How much did that cost you?
45 pounds.
Which is how much
52,
real currency?
53, something like that.
Oh, wow. So the pound is doing better than the dollar?
Yes.
Oh, that's good.
It
news.
is.
Yeah.
Was it euros or pounds?
Pounds. Remember Brexit? Pounds.
Oh.
The rest of Europe is a euro.
Oh. How'd that work out? I guess better than the dollar.
Yes.
All right.
Very true.
All right. Did you learn anything about the overseas politics?
No, I did not.
You didn't start diving into the elections and things?
No.
All right.
They confirmed for me over there that remember we were talking about when there was a new queen and how big a deal it is, yet the queen has absolutely no power whatsoever, and why make a big deal out of it? They're just as mystified about that over there, because I asked a couple of people, does the queen do anything? No.
What was the thing your family, you would think if you gave a survey of all 4 of you, the activity that you all enjoyed the most?
Probably the London Eye. That was the thing that the kids really liked. Going up in that big ass Ferris wheel on top. They liked that a lot.
We went on that thing.
It's really getting into what makes London London.
Yeah, I know.
I don't think it was anybody's favorite part of the trip, but we did that.
That was pretty much it.
Do they
went to the Tower of London? We did all this stuff.
Is there a Ferris wheel at the Marshfield Fair?
We couldn't have done that.
Listening.
Yeah.
I think there is. I've been there before.
Yeah. You could have gone to Marshfield and gotten on a Ferris wheel.
Yeah, it wasn't Wimbledon. That's for sure.
The kids at their age are still. The Ferris wheel really gets them going. So you're saying they enjoyed nothing?
They enjoyed things in lesser tones. They were placating my wife and I, which is probably true at the age of 16.
Which part of the culture did they're Anglophiles after all. Which kind of
Sure.
which part of the culture did they want to absorb the most?
They actually enjoyed the Tower of London. They enjoyed that. They enjoyed looking at the armament and all that stuff.
This didn't get mentioned a few days ago when you weren't here. You know what got mentioned first and foremost? The Harry Potter tour.
Yep, they like that too.
Okay, so they
my wife enjoyed that a lot, and one of my children enjoyed that a lot.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. That's something. All right. I don't even know if when I've been to London a couple of times. I don't even know if I've been to the Tower of London.
That's actually good. Everybody liked that.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've been there. I'm too cool. I'm doing things with the locals. I'm too
that's a touristy thing.
Yeah,
man.
I don't have time for that, Jack.
Yeah.
I don't have time for that that noise. I don't ride a double-decker bus either. Nah. I just hoof it. Or have one of the locals carry me.
Everything you guys said about the tube, by the way, is right. It was great,
it's
clean, easy, really easy.
Well, that's why I wanted to go to Wimbledon, is that you see that it's just a stop. I know it sounds stupid, but it's like just a stop, like 2 stops away from where you might be staying in London.
No, it was so easy to get out there.
That's the
thing.
thing.
It was very simple.
That's
to get
the
out
thing.
there.
Is that is what appealed the most to me about it. Is I was like, wow, so you could just stay in London and hang out and easily get to the Wimbledon. It's not like something that's out in the middle. It's not even like at Forest Hills. It's a pain in the ass to get out there.
No.
All right, we will be back in just a moment.
Sports Hub headline.
Toucher and Hardy will be gone the rest of the week. And tomorrow, who do we have on with us?
Joe Murray. Joe Murray will be on with us tomorrow.
All right. So Joe Murray and then Paul Perillo. So we'll have a Breer Perillo situation in here.
Curb stop?
On Friday. So we got that going as we are in the midst of summer. We are in the pit of summer.
We are indeed. Now, depending on who you believe, LeBron James, according to one report, all set to join the Golden State Warriors. Shams Charania is saying, this is actually from Evan Siddery, LeBron James is zeroing in on the Cavaliers, Heat, and Sixers as his top choices in conjunction with Shams. Timberwolves and the Warriors are still in it, but they're currently viewed behind those 3 conference teams. Let me say that again. The Cavaliers, the Heat, and the Sixers
Mm-hmm.
that LeBron James is zeroing in on. Wouldn't that be something?
Well, it lines up for him. I mean, you add a guy like Jaylen Brown, you're the prohibitive favorite. So, yeah, if I'm LeBron and I can cherry pick, that's where I go.
Are they the favorite?
They're not. But if you look at the over-under numbers, believe it or not, I was looking at Bet Online. The Celtics over-under is similar to what Philadelphia's over-under is. I was shocked by that, but that's the way they have it.
I think LeBron joining Cleveland would have the biggest effect, but because it's just like if he joins Philadelphia, I don't know how that all operates. I mean, it's better, I guess, than him not, but I mean, Brown, Maxey, and LeBron with Embiid for 40 games. I'm not really sure. Well, no, I think that's
Edgecombe too. Don't forget him.
Oh, and Edgecombe.
Yeah,
Edgecombe. Yeah, I don't know.
Only one ball.
Yeah, that's just a real odd. Like I don't know how that all works. It's a collection of talent to be sure, but I don't know how that all works. I guess Maxey's really into it. He's like flying out to go meet with him and stuff. Must be nice to be 42 and get essentially cut, and then have people still fly out to want to see you.
So there's 30 markets on this on Kalshi right now. Miami getting most of the action. 85% of the trades have them going to Miami, followed by Golden State and Cleveland at 61%.
Miami, of those three teams, needs him the most.
Right.
Far and away.
I mean, and then he can go back to maybe he could have another decision.
Philadelphia now up at 86%. Ooh. A lot of action on Philadelphia, too.
Well, Maxey just went to go talk to him, so that might be why that's happening.
Sad news from the podcast world, or is it? Tom Segura and his wife, Christina P. Do you know who Christina P. is, Fred?
No.
Apparently she's also a comedian. They are ending their 18-year marriage. Apparently they have a very popular podcast, an entire podcast network, YMH Studios.
Your mom's house, yes.
Yes.
He's a big esoteric fan. That's how I know. Tom Segura.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
well,
and he would, and esoteric would go on and on and on his social medias about Tom Segura, and I would get on him, and then he finally, out of pity, started using us.
Well, fans have noticed that they haven't filmed episodes together in the last few months, but we're told, according to TMZ, they'll continue to co-host the show, which is now in its 16th year.
Okay, if you say so.
Well, that if she's indeed a comic, and I know Tom Segura is a comic, something's going to break, and that would be interesting. I mean, if it's not like I can't imagine she's like a wilted flower. I would have to imagine she has opinions of her own.
Mm-hmm.
So there has to be a time where they would get into, I guess, their divorce. I guess Tom Segura was fat and ugly when he married her, and now he's thin and rich. So I'd assume that he would like to bang other women without being, any
Why did
kind
you
of
guys
guilt.
divorce? Well, he lost weight and he's got a lot of money and he wants to have sex with a lot of different people, not just me.
Right. That's what I would assume happened there. Because I would imagine no matter who she is, she was the hotter of the two when they got married. And then as time went on and she aged, I don't know, let's just say she's really attractive. But she aged and was attractive, and he got rich, which made him attractive.
Right.
And I know he's not fat anymore because there's a famous video of Tom Segura playing basketball, and he's fat, and they give him the ball, and he just goes to jump and it's tears every ligament in his knee. And then I guess that inspired him to lose weight, so he is in good shape now. But so when you're a fat, struggling comic. Yeah, I'd imagine that she was the superior looking one, and her reward for, helping him out and, creating a business with him and everything is for him to leave when he's thin and rich. And she's getting older. So it's
perfect.
Just works out perfectly
Yeah.
for her. I'm sure she's glad to be rid of him, but it's just can be a little unfair how that works. You're a woman that, stayed with the guy and,
yeah.
He wasn't exactly probably killing it in the female department. And, he starts playing arenas, and part of that reason is you created a podcast network with him, and then he goes, I would like to experience other vaginas, but when I'm doing it now, I feel a little guilty. I would
Don't get me wrong. I'm still doing it, but it's wrong.
Right. It's just this hassle, this little voice in my
yeah.
head that sometimes occurs after I'm done. All right. That'll do it for us, Hardy. Enjoy your big club championships there. And good luck in the putting contest and the closest to the pin contest. If you need cash, I'm sure ATMs are open. All right, that'll do it for us. Everyone they're really sticking it to Hardy for getting in this.
Boy,
they won a lot of money out of him.
He's not upset about
second
that at all.
mortgage. Yeah,
He's fine.
I'd be pissed too. I'd be like, I already paid. And
wait till I tell my partner. He'll take it well.
Yeah. And it's another thing, like when you don't drink and like booze is brought in, like you deal with that, and you're like, okay, that's kind of fun for everyone,
right?
But then when they're like, well, on top of that, like there's other money. Well, what if I don't want to gamble? Like, what if I don't want to gamble?
Gambling on the actual golf, I don't mind. It's like all the other
forced gambling.
Like the contests that I thought might be included, they're not.
Well, but it's just like forced gambling. Like, if I want to gamble, I'll gamble. Like, don't make me gamble. I'll gamble on what I want to gamble. Maybe I'll gamble on who loses the most balls. I'll gamble on what I want. All right, anyway. That'll do it for us. Everyone have a great day. Bye.
Talk to you tomorrow. Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
Wendy's Minions and Monsters meal features unique collectibles. Banana Frosty Swirl,